This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
I've had this dream before. I take these footsteps, go higher, higher.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
A lot of people worked hard on this show.
What are you doing here?
Dude, I think it's totally working. The girls are totally banging it.
Hey, baby.
Relaxed, confident.
Genius.
The party!
I finally got to step up to the plate and I'm swinging a garden hose.
It's crazy, but it just might work. Well, what if I took us there now?
With the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Live and unrehearsed.
My morning show rocks. Buzz Adams is back.
All right, thank you so much, and good morning, and welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's show, 2 for Tuesday later. There's some double shots, maybe some Iron Maiden double shots, because it is still July Iron Maiden for a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
And then it's right into August. Good morning, Joanna Barba.
No, good morning.
Got a lot coming up on the show today, including El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser, who's going to be dropping by. So a few interesting things to talk about, including 3 city council members are recommending something that I've recommended for over 5 years now. Uh-huh. As far as the downtown arena goes, put it up for a vote again. You know, the people who voted on this, it was 12 years ago, 2012. It was the same quality of life bond that brought us the El Paso Chihuahuas in the downtown ballpark. Well, they just celebrated their 10th anniversary in that ballpark.
12 years ago, we were all still full of hope and, you know,
a
glimmer in our eyes still.
I would say they still haven't broken ground, which is true. They still haven't broken ground, but it goes beyond that. They haven't picked a place for the downtown arena.
Yeah.
So a few city reps, including Brian Kennedy, who just announced he's running for mayor last week, say, yeah, why don't we just put it back up on the vote? Let taxpayers show us. I think they started off with $183 million for this downtown arena. We've been told by Oscar Leeser and others that what the scale of what they want to build is closer to $400 million.
Oh my God!
And of the $180 million that was set aside from that bond issue, they've already spent 20, 30. They've already spent tens of millions of it on feasibility studies and location studies, all paid to out-of-town companies, studies. By the way. Legal fees. Remember, they were gonna knock down the Duranguito neighborhood. Remember when that was a really hotly contested topic? So we could talk to Mayor Leeser about that and other items on the city agenda. Mayor Oscar Leeser will be by around 8 o'clock this morning. Joanna is going to have the Hollywood Cheesemate coming up later. Look at what's happening in the world of entertainment. Joanna, what do you have on the Cheesemate today?
Oh, this is not good. Tenacious D's Kyle Gass is facing criticism after joking about Trump's attempted assassination during a concert over the weekend.
Okay, we'll get in. And he's the one in Tenacious D. As in the pick of destiny.
Yes,
that's not
Jack
Black.
Black.
He's the bald fat guy.
He's the other guy.
Right, he's the other fat guy. But he's the bald one.
Yes.
And we'll find out exactly what he said, but it could be cancelable at this point. Let me give you a look at El Paso weather, the golfers forecast for the next several days. Sunny today, don't see any trace of rain in the forecast, and triple digits. 101 is going to be the high temperature. It's going to warm up even more tomorrow, a little 102, and then we're going to see a chance of rain in the evening tomorrow. About a 15 to 20% chance of rain in El Paso tomorrow evening. On Thursday, mostly sunny. There may be a stray shower here and there, but unlikely. 97 for Thursday's high. Upper 90s Friday, Saturday. We actually get I'll consider this a little break from the heat on Sunday. They're saying it's going to be partly cloudy, 93 for the high temperature.
Wow.
Right. Should,
That sounds lovely.
might have to get out a light sweater or something. Your golfer's forecast is brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call the Pro Shop at 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Amazon Prime Day gets started today and tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah. What's the great deal? What's such a great deal about it?
Cheapness.
There's a
They really discount stuff?
They really discount a lot of things, and then they've been really good.
A significant amount?
Yeah, like a real good amount, and they're really good at like catering things. What's going on?
I don't know. He's walking around like he doesn't know we're on the radio. He's slamming.
Cologne.
What?
I'm getting this new cologne on Amazon.
Oh, that smells nice.
All right, well,
He
come
had
over
me
here and let me
his-
smell it.
No, Buzz wants to smell it. He's going to you now. Anyway, they're really good at catering, like based on your past purchases. Like, here's what you may enjoy for Prime Day.
You wear gray flannel, but not today. You know who that's an impression of?
Oh, but
Hannibal Lecter.
But just the fact that you're over there sniffing him.
You sniffed me first.
I know, but it was funny to see Buzz do it.
It's on Amazon. It's like $20 cheaper.
What's it called? English leather?
Something Porome.
Did your dad have like colognes that he would keep on his, what's it called? Where the bathroom counter?
Vanity?
The bidet.
No, the vanity. Thank you, Johanna.
A hutch.
Yeah. Did your dad have a bunch of colognes?
Yeah, because that's all we got him for Father's Day and
That's what he'd
birthdays.
get?
Yeah.
It lasted him all year.
You never switched it up, got him a necktie?
Yeah, that
You
too.
did that?
Sometimes both.
That smells nice.
Then we ended up using his colognes.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my brother.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Long about 12, 13, you decide, you know what? I'm going to smell like Dad. I'm going to put some of that English leather on me.
English leather.
That was a clone.
Your dad looks like a Drakkar Noir kind of guy.
No, not at all. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that he had, but all I can remember is
Aquafresh.
No, not Aquafresh. I can remember the English leather bottle because it had that wood cap on it. Well, anyway, I don't even know.
I don't even know what English leather smells like.
But you've heard of it before, right? It's like the classic dad cologne from the 70s and 80s.
I thought that was Obsession.
No, I think that's a women's.
Is that a women's one?
That's a women's, yeah.
We're going to have plenty of phone calls, so let me make sure you've got the numbers here. Toll-free neckline. You can call us anytime, night or day, 24 hours a day, and leave a message on the neckline. We've got some good ones today. 844-805-NECK. That's the neckline number, 844-805-6325. Or to call us directly in the studio, here's the studio line to use, 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. A country singer that I'll be honest, I've never heard of her before, and she's kind of going viral for the wrong reasons. She butchered the national anthem last night's Major League Baseball home run derby. Yeah. Her name is Ingrid Andress. And
granddaughter of Ursula?
I don't know. Probably not, but do you want to hear a little bit of the mangling that went on of the Star Spangled Banner?
Definitely.
Okay, so good, right?
All right, good
Not
start,
bad.
good start.
Good start.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleam.
At the twilight's last gleam.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars.
Okay, so far, yeah, she's
lovely.
it's a little shaky, but she's holding it together.
It's a hard song. Yeah.
Who are you, Randy Jackson?
We watch were so gallantly streamed. streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
Okay, so it was at this point that the players who were all lined up, well, I don't know if they're lined up, it was a home run derby. It's not like a regular baseball game.
The night that our flag was still there.
At this part, they're having trouble containing their laughter.
Oh, say does
This rendition of the national anthem was so bad, Joanna. Fergie is trending on Google
Fergie
now.
Ferg.
Yeah.
Star Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free.
Oh, God.
And the home
Oh.
of the brave.
All right,
Oh, this
so,
poor girl.
Thank God it's over.
the RNC got underway yesterday. Former President Donald Trump made his first appearance since getting shot. And he had a bandage on his ear. Did you tell me that there were some people saying, well, he was out playing golf on Sunday and he didn't have a bandage on his ear?
I was not that person.
Oh, I thought somebody had told me that they'd seen some comments like that. The fact that he was golfing the day after he was shot, though.
I know. No, he's gonna milk it for sure, and it's all gonna be a sympathy vote. He's gonna be looking for a sympathy vote. Let me tell you though, you said yesterday you think he's cinched it up already. I disagree completely, and I'll tell you the difference between Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump. One, a mile's worth of differences between those two people, and two, you had fence sitters. There are not that many fence sitters right now. There are not people who are like, oh, well, they're both pretty good candidates. I could go for either. You have people who are pretty strong one way or the other. And I don't think a near shooting is going to turn anybody who disliked him before into somebody who likes him today. A shooting doesn't make you a better candidate. It doesn't change the things that you've said. And it doesn't change the culture that you've developed around yourself.
I think there are a lot of fence sitters who, especially when he got up and pumped his fist and stuff, who are like, all right, I'll vote for him again.
Wait, hold on. You think there are fence sitters in this race right now?
Sure.
You think there's a wide majority of independents?
No. People who are kind of on the fence between the two candidates.
Well, who would that be? Give me an example of who you think somebody that could go either way would be.
Somebody who voted for Trump twice and really did not take kindly to the January 6th insurrection. Some of the people who decided, okay, now he's a convicted felon. I'm on the fence about that. Then you've got a whole bunch of Democrats who a few weeks ago were definitely planning on voting for Joe Biden, but before the shooting, the attempted assassination, Biden had really had a rough couple of weeks, and I think a lot of those people have probably moved over to
Trump?
Yep, I do.
You're delusional. You're absolutely crazy to think that any Democrat would change their mind because...
No, I didn't say Democrat. I said somebody leaning toward Biden. Biden has had a
okay, fine.
tough
Anybody
couple of weeks.
leaning towards Biden...
it's just an opinion, Nico. I think that he probably has...
Yeah, but I think it's a very premature opinion to have. And it's almost like you're playing into it. Like you're playing into the rest of what the sympathy vote is going for.
Managing expectations.
I don't
think... We need to start kind of coming to terms with the idea that there is going to be a Trump 2.0. And that he may not have any restraints on him this time around, and to ignore that and keep saying, oh, you're crazy or you're stupid, doesn't do any good. You got to approach this realistically.
Don't say that, oh, he's definitely going to be the president.
I said he's almost completely got it.
Yeah, don't say that.
Well, I believe that I'm going to say that.
I mean, especially as somebody who right before this, you were saying all these things about how you don't think he's qualified or that it's
I don't think he's qualified. I do think that comparisons between Donald Trump and fascist dictators of the past are apt. I haven't changed my mind on any of that. I am saying be realistic and be prepared for what's going to happen next. That's all.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just want to expound a little bit on what Nico was talking at this moment about how Trump getting shot at now guarantees him the win. Nico's right. Their whole take is, he got shot by one of his own, so now he's going to win it. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see converts. Yeah, I think the diehards, MAGAs, they love it. They have new merchandise. There's T-shirts. There's everything out. But the independent voter, the undecided voter, I don't know anybody who's like, you know what, he's going to make a good president because he can dodge bullets. Give me a break. All
right. Take people who were committed to Biden before. People, and there's another choice in this. It's not just vote for Biden or vote for Trump. It's don't vote. There are some people that may just say, hey, listen, I cannot in good conscience vote for either one of these candidates.
If you're somebody who is predisposed to voting for Biden, like I am, I do not think you give up your ideals and the democracy just because of a rough couple of weeks. I think
I'm not giving them up. I'm preparing to fight for them.
I think when it comes down to the ballot box, you're going to go, well, I'm still going to vote this way.
Well, we will see. We're just a few months out.
Why would a shooting change me from not voting for the guy that I just think is less dangerous? That's what it's really a vote for, is who's the least dangerous person. I don't think there's any Democrat who hates Joe Biden and goes, you know what, I really hate this guy. He's not the ideal Democrat. He's not the ideal progressive. He's not doing what I want him to do. But so I might go for Trump, maybe Trump's the guy.
No. You're misconstruing.
Or maybe I won't vote at all. Maybe I just won't vote. Maybe I just won't vote at all.
I've heard from a lot of people who are saying, I'm just not going to vote.
Yeah, right. I think confidence in Biden has really been shaken the past couple of weeks. I don't have to enumerate the reasons why. We've all seen that.
I don't think you do.
And then Trump is going to get some bump from sympathy. And you're right, he is going to milk it for everything it's worth.
But again, the difference between Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan is Ronald Reagan, who had large amounts of goodwill in general. From the time he was an actor and from the time he was the president of the Screen Actors Guild, by the time he was in office after the first 5 years,
governor of California.
And governor of California, he had tons of goodwill behind him anyways.
But his popularity shot up.
Because he had goodwill on both sides. Donald Trump has proven himself to be such a divisive figure that you've got people who hate him.
All right, well, like I say, this is all going to play out. It doesn't matter what we say.
No, it does not. But I'm just kind of amazed that Buzz does these 180s, right? Like 1 week ago, Buzz is like, Joe Biden is a guy that idealizes the things that I think, I see in a president who I want.
I definitely still...
Oh, my God, Joe Biden is so old he can't run anymore. Trump's won it.
I call him as I see him, man. I can't...
You're a bandwagoner.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's going to be this kind of show today, I guess.
The mayor's coming in.
The mayor's coming in, so get it all out of your system, all right? Before he gets here. Don't embarrass me in front of Oscar Leeser. He's a good boy. I saw that somebody put Oscar Leeser on their list of sus celebrities.
Oh, yeah, I did see
social engagement. It's like... Anybody who tells you he's a good boy that often is automatically suspicious.
The Daily Calendar. Today's July 16th, and it's AI Appreciation Day. I appreciate all the selfie filters, but don't kill us. Okay, AI? You know who you are. Yeah. Actually, I hope you don't. It's Fresh Spinach Day. Moving on. Guinea Pig Appreciation Day. I can get behind that one. It's National Personal Chef Day. To celebrate, I don't know, just become Elon Musk and tip your personal chef.
And that is your Daily Calendar.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to Pearl.
Tickets, warrants, expunct, triallawyers.com. Decades of experience available to you. Wyatt Underwood, triallawyers.com.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
We have a dining deal headed your way on Friday. I want to tell you a little bit about that before we get into Today in Sound Clips. And also our big party on Saturday. I want to give away some tickets to the Watermelon Festival on Saturday. Let's talk about dining deal. First of all, at 10 a.m. on Friday, you know how the deal works. You get a $50 food certificate, and you only pay $25 for it while it lasts. And this week, our restaurant partner is Hacienda de Mesilla Grill in Cantina, 891 Avenida de Mesilla in Old Mesilla. A unique Southern New Mexico cuisine, unique steak and unique seafood entrees, a full-service bar, online at haciendademesilla.com. So be listening Friday, or just make a note to yourself at 10 o'clock. You're going to punch that Dining Deals button on KLAQ.com or the Dining Deals button on the KLAQ mobile app and get $50 food certificate for just $25.
To where?
Hacienda de Mesilla.
In Mesilla.
That is correct.
Are we going to get to eat that food?
I think they made a trip up there last week. And
okay.
We were excluded for some reason. I mean, I know I was here, but nobody said, let's go.
Did Joanna go?
Yeah, she did. And Steve was like, yeah, they're not even going to bother going.
How was it?
It was real good. Delicious.
Is it the place that has that brunch on Sundays?
I don't know about brunch. They have a brunch menu, yeah.
Okay.
It's also like a bed and breakfast sort of deal. It's an inn.
All right. July is Watermelon Month, and this Saturday, the KLAQ Watermelon Party goes down at Western Playland. In addition to all the rides and the fun and the entertainment, like the Pharaoh's Fury or the El Bandito or the Himalaya, where somebody plays Guns N' Roses and says, do you want to go backwards? All of those rides. In addition, we've got lots of watermelon to eat, watermelon drinks, watermelon-themed games, watermelon prizes, and, of course, the watermelon seed spitting contest.
Puck to it.
KLAQ Watermelon Party this Saturday from 4 to 10. And there's going to be a big fireworks display at the end of the night. That's brought to you courtesy of Tea2Go Tea and Energy. Everything you need to know about the first ever KLAQ Watermelon Party, Saturday at Western Playland. You can find it at KLAQ.com and on the KLAQ mobile app. And let's let go a pair of tickets today, right now. Here you go. Call in number 10. And you want to use our studio line here to win the tickets for the Watermelon Party. 915-910-4995. You know what, Joanna, can you make it a 4-pack?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a family event. You could go with the kids and everybody. Take the family. 915-910-4995. And caller 10 will win a 4-pack of tickets to Saturday's Watermelon Festival, the Watermelon Party at Western Playland. Mayor Oscar Leeser coming up in the studio with us a little bit later this morning. But first,
yeah, that's my man.
Today in Sound Clips.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. It's time for Today in Sound Clips. Donald Trump picked Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. They were mentioning that back in 2016, J.D. Vance had compared Trump to Hitler, said the context of that was, I can't tell if he's a cynical a-hole like Nixon or he could be the American Hitler. I guess if you apologize enough, somehow you get forgiven and asked to be the vice presidential candidate.
Commentators are saying that when you have converts can be an especially powerful messenger, and that might be his reasoning for having somebody like J.D. Vance.
Donald Trump made his first public appearance since getting shot on Saturday at last night's national convention. When he came out, it was a bit odd for a couple of reasons. They showed him on the big screen backstage as he was waiting to come out. And Lee Greenwood was pumping up that he was going to be there, but he got cut off. The introduction of Trump started right over Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA."
God bless our military.
Don't forget, Lee Greenwood is the guy that Trump wrote the Bible with.
Mm-hmm.
God bless our military wherever they are in these United States and abroad. There would be no wars.
Ladies
there wasn't
and
any
gentlemen,
when President Trump.
please welcome the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
That's not funny.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a cluster F, but
And don't give it up for all the other people. We're playing you off, sir. We're playing you off.
the president's second oldest son, Eric Trump, announced the delegates from Florida for his father, former President Trump.
We hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Really?
Hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for President of the United States of America.
The greatest president there has ever been.
Well, it is their convention.
And ever will be. The greatest president that has ever been will be.
I was listening to, so the other's son, Don Jr., I heard this confrontation. An MSNBC reporter was there and was asking, if your father's reelected, will he begin deporting, will he reinstate his policy of separating 50,000 children from their parents? And Don Jr. started with the talk. Okay, so this is how it went down leading up to this clip. Well, the Obama administration did the exact, and the reporter, Soboroff is the reporter, is like, sir, that's not true. Sir, that's not true. That's misleading. And that's when Don Jr. said this.
Will there be a second family separation policy?
It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
Ohio Senator.
Well, how much time are you supposed to give before you start questioning the policies of the future president of the United States, potential?
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance was officially nominated as Donald Trump's running mate for the Republican Party.
It is therefore my honor to nominate Ohio Senator J.D. Vance for the office of Vice President of the United States of America.
All right. After, we'll go back when Trump walked out to God Bless the USA, the crowd was chanting, and they were chanting, "Fight, fight," the cheer that he started during Saturday's assassination attempt. All right. You want to hear some of the speakers from yesterday?
Yeah, I guess.
Amber Rose, I know, is famous for something. I just can't put my finger on what it is that Amber Rose is famous for. Was she a
American rapper?
She's a model? Rapper. I don't know who Amber Rose is.
She was a television personality.
Anyway, I guess it was surprising to some of the people, or she expected people to be surprised that she was at the RNC. Amber Rose had this to say yesterday.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be. But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
You can't just use your eyes?
What's that?
The media has lied. I think you could just use your eyes and ears, and you don't need to be lied to. The truth is pretty evident about who he is. I just, whenever you hear that, doesn't it just kind of make you sick when you hear the media has told you?
The media largely has reported accurately. I mean, I feel like, you hear about the mainstream media. People in media make mistakes.
Yeah.
The way you tell a reputable source is they do a retraction and a correction, or they acknowledge, hey, our reporting was off, or this,
there's lots of different media out there.
I don't like it. I mean, that is one of the things when, we were talking about J.D. Vance had called Trump America's Hitler. And a lot of people are saying, well, it's that kind of rhetoric that led to the assassination attempt. That's another thing. Hitler definitely talked down the media. He called them the lying Judenpresse, which means the lying Jewish media, the Jewish press. Now, Trump hasn't leaned all the way in, although he's definitely tipped his toes in the anti-Semitism pool a little bit. But
And the atmosphere in general. People were playing back yesterday things that he had said that sounded violent. Donald Trump. And I forgot all the things he has said that sound violent. If he loses in November, he said there will be a bloodbath.
Correct.
I mean, just...
I can't take this sanctimoniousness from some people on the right where it's like, you Democrats have... Donald Trump is the all-time champion of coarsening American political debate, taking respect out of it, vilifying the other people, vilifying half of the country that votes against you, or more than half in 2 consecutive elections. The majority of people voted not for Donald Trump. One of the other speakers was North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. He is running for governor of North Carolina, and he talked about his roots and his difficult upbringing when he spoke to the RNC yesterday.
As governor, I will not forget where I came from or the struggles of the people I meet. And there's someone else who will fight just as hard for you. President Donald J. Trump.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the investigations that are going into the assassination attempt on Saturday, just days after the failed attempt on the life of former President Trump. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced Monday that the President, Biden, has directed him to provide a protective detail to candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. Mayorkas also saying again that security for Trump was beefed up before the shooting in Pennsylvania on Saturday.
Both prior to and after the events of this past weekend, the Secret Service enhanced former President Trump's protection based on the evolving nature of threats.
Secretary Mayorkas also responded to criticism from security experts when he spoke to ABC on Monday.
A direct line of sight like that to the former president should not occur. That is precisely why President Biden directed that an independent review of the incident occur.
So listen, I don't believe there's a cover-up going on. I think I've heard that from several places. Not only is there an independent review, there's going to be a congressional review. Each of the Secret Service has its investigation going on. You know what it kind of sounds like? They said we were in charge inside the perimeter, and outside the perimeter was local law enforcement. Now, look.
So they actually just released another statement. The Secret Service just released another statement saying that any blame that sounds like they're trying to shift to local police is wrong. And
the Secret Service said that?
Just released that statement. And that does not support their position right now.
All right.
But you're right. That is some of the first things that they said, right?
Yeah, that's what they were saying in the aftermath Sunday and really on Monday.
Other people, commentators such as former directors of the Secret Service, were saying that it comes down to manpower. They really just didn't have enough manpower for that. It was understaffed. It was poorly planned.
We're going to switch to Joe Biden. Lester Holt asked Biden about comments that he had made saying put Trump in the bullseye. Biden first denied saying it. It seems like they're really not on the same page, and he grows more and more frustrated with Lester Holt. Lester Holt is an institution in the news. So let's hear how his interview with Biden went.
On a call a week ago, you said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that
I didn't say
word.
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on.
That's it?
That's not all. I got a little bit more.
Hey, speaking of the lying media.
Oh, boy, it's Cucker.
You just did it, dude.
You come on the air and you're talking about, they're talking about a bloodbath. Everybody knows what that statement was made in reference to. It was talking about the auto industry. But there you go, saying they're calling for violence with a bloodbath. Lying media, yeah. Hey, nice cell phone, bro.
Donald Trump said there will be a bloodbath if he loses the election. He happened to be talking at a rally in Ohio.
The rally was
he was speaking
supposed to be about manufacturing.
He didn't say there was going to be a bloodbath in the auto industry.
Yeah. Everybody knows. Cucker, you are such an ill-informed cretin.
Listen, I would just say, if Cucker, who calls in, we named him Cucker. I don't know his name. I did at one point, but
it's probably Dick.
If he has a caretaker or somebody who looks after him, let me know, because I'm concerned. Right? Is he allowed to make phone calls?
On the other end, thank you so much for listening, Cucker. He's like our loyal listener.
Yes, Cucker. He totally said there would be a bloodbath in November, and he was not referencing the manufacturing industry or cars. He was talking about America. Donald Trump, one of the most violent
Here's the direct quote, and this was so we can nail it down. This was March 16th of this year, speaking to the auto industry. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. It's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That will be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. How you can, he talks in such circles that I guess it's kind of like a Rorschach test.
That you
take away what you wanted to hear from him, because he said a lot of
that wasn't
a mash
specific.
Of words.
Yeah.
Right. You say there's a bloodbath. How does that make sense in the context of the auto industry, other than he was giving the speech to auto executives?
Oh, wait, go back
to that story.
Yeah. What's the next line?
He added, if this election isn't won, I'm not sure that you'll even have another election in this country.
How do you justify that, Cucker?
I say the same thing about Trump. I think if we elect Trump again, it could well be the last time that we get to have an election. Biden clarified to Lester Holt that when he said put Trump in the bullseye, well, here, listen, as he talks his way out of this one.
Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was, there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term was bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on it.
Yeah, crosshairs, bullseye.
Well, I mean, but keep your eye on the bullseye is a common phrase that you use.
I've never heard anybody say keep your eye on the bullseye. That is not a turn of phrase that I've ever heard anybody say.
Yeah, focus on the bullseye. Put a bullseye on this target. I don't think he was. Do you honestly think he was calling for a shooter?
I know that in the past, different candidates, many times on the right, have put their opponents' pictures with a crosshairs on them on election material or campaign material. That has been done before, and it's just.
Do you think that? Do you honestly, if we're going to be honest here, do you think Joe Biden was trying to imply, that Donald Trump needs to have an actual crosshair or bullseye on him? Because if you listen back to his statement, he was talking about the character. He says people need to focus on the things that he says.
You know how Cucker was taking what context he wanted to out of that mash of Donald Trump talking?
Know,
it seems
but
like
Donald Trump, Donald Trump,
same thing.
If you look at the character of the people, Donald Trump is somebody that obviously talks like a bloodbath kind of guy. Okay, let's be honest. Joe Biden is a bumbly old grandfather, okay? I don't see him meaning that. Okay, sure.
Congratulations.
You know you're right.
You and Tucker are sitting over here on the short bus
You're right.
together.
If you want me to go, if we're taking his words literally, you're right. he honestly should not have used the words bullseye because he totally meant that somebody should put a gun on him.
We need to focus on Trump. We need to put our attention on Trump. There are
much better words. Much better words. I just don't think you can say Joe Biden meant for a gun to be trained on him.
Lester Holt. Well, and after Gabby Giffords in Arizona got shot, there were some politicians who had put her in a crosshairs, and they were saying nobody could have thought that I meant for somebody to actually shoot. Well, you put a picture of
somebody in a bullseye. Sure, bullseye. That was a terrible statement on his part. Awful on Biden's part. Terrible.
Lester Holt continued talking about insightful terms and discussing the threat to democracy.
How do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when a president says things like he says? Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you do. There are certain things that I think you're being told not to say now, and I'm still going to say them. I'm going to say, I think comparing Donald Trump to authoritarian strongman figures of the past is apt. I think that's fair to do. I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm going to point out that I believe...
Who, are you saying specifically Hitler or...
I mean, some people think that Hitler is too... I mean, that's the one that's the most on the money and that most people know about. But any strong man who takes over usually picks out a scapegoat, somebody that you tell, these are your enemies. Usually that involves turning the press into the enemy of the people. Mm-hmm. That is a very authoritarian move. And for people who say it is inapt to compare former President Trump to Mussolini, for instance, or let's say... Julius Caesar. Yeah, I could use different historical
tyrants.
But the one I think most people are familiar with, it's a lot of it's out of Hitler's playbook. Anyway, that's today in Sound Clips.
Hi, folks. I have a huge announcement to make. I, your favorite president, Donald Trump, have chosen my running mate, and it is J.P. Morgan. No, wait. DJ Khaled? No, that's not right.
J.D.
J.D. Vance? I have no idea who that is, but I heard he's great. And I think we can all agree it doesn't matter who my VP is. I'm still going to win big. I could have picked that plant over there, and I'd still beat Sleepy Joe. And the best part is, this J.D. fella's going to do whatever I say. Hey, J.D., Trump says hop on one leg.
Yes, boss.
Look at him. He's actually doing it, you guys.
Bark like a dog.
J.D., Trump says cluck like a chicken.
There you go.
Trump says wave your arms. Stop waving them. I didn't say Trump says. You're fired. Just kidding. Stop crying, JD. Anyway, JD Vance, welcome to the team. It's going to be fun. It really is. Trump 2024.
Amazon Prime Day gets started.
Yeah.
Today's the first day. Joanna's going to have a rundown and list of some of the best deals and offerings and buys that you can get on Amazon Prime Day. We'll have that coming up right after this.
Bubba G here. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show at 10, featured double shots throughout the day.
U.com. Qualification and approval, other conditions apply. Promotion and membership eligibility details at GECU.com.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
We'll have tickets to give away all week long. I think 4-packs are a good idea.
Yeah.
Go out to the park and there are rides. There's going to be music, live music, food trucks, a lot of stuff to do. It's going to be like Western Playland Plus because we're going to have all the great watermelon party. And your ticket to Western Playland on Saturday is also your ticket for all the activities with the KLAQ watermelon party. We're going to have bands playing. We're going to have a huge fireworks display at 10 o'clock. All the rides are going to be going. A lot of watermelon is going to be enjoyed. All right, Joanna, today is Amazon Prime Day. So what are the best deals? Are there any insider tips that they're giving?
There are so many deals, Buzz, for up to 70% off. Can you believe that? Mm-hmm. They've got deals on tech. They've got home deals, like things you can buy for around the house, furniture deals, beauty deals. Nico's going to be getting his cologne from Amazon Prime Day.
Is there, so during Prime Day, is it automatic free delivery?
Yes, sir.
Is that only for Prime Day, or did they make that more permanent?
I think if you have Prime services already, you get free
delivery, but they expand that for
But
Prime
yeah,
Day.
totally expected for Prime Day.
So the cologne, if anybody's wondering, the one I made Joanna and Buzz smell at the beginning of this show, I just got a sample of it, and I liked it a lot. And so I was looking at Amazon.
Did ladies compliment you on it?
Did somebody say, what is that intoxicating aroma?
There's nothing
Who
better
smells like a hunk around here?
when a girl tells you, like, "Oh, you smell so good,"
Especially if it's your mom.
And then she just puts her nose right in your neck
and gives you a good nuzzle,
and then maybe a little lick.
Yeah.
A little lick.
It's called Chanel Blue or Blue de Chanel, and
that's a perfume. I'm pretty sure.
Is it a perfume? No, it's not perfume.
Chanel.
Chanel also makes men's colognes.
They make men's colognes, dude.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's $110 for
Oh my god.
one spray
for 1.5 fluid ounces.
Is that a?
I don't think that's a lot. That doesn't sound like a lot. Anyways, on Amazon, there's going to be a nice deal for it today, so that's what I'm getting.
Oh, look at all these deals on cologne. $70.
Anything on colognes that have like pheromones that.
You got to go to Adult Video Warehouse for that.
Do they have pheromone?
They do, yeah.
Scents.
They do. Yes. So they have a lot of great deals for under $25 that include Apple AirTags for $24.
Are those you stick them on things and then you track them on your phone?
Those are tiles, old school tiles. Tiles are old school.
I use tiles.
Yeah, you need the Apple AirTags.
Why?
Because you have an iPhone. It works way better with the iPhone.
That's true. You should probably get those.
You know, the tiles work fine, except for when it's your phone you can't find. If you can't find your phone around your house and you also have an iPad, ask Siri on the iPad to locate your phone, and it'll ping it for you. That's my cutting edge technology life hack of the day.
Life hack.
Hey, we're getting some app chat messages, and I want to remind everybody that if you have the KLAQ mobile app, you can message us directly in the app chat, and one of us, Joanna or I, can respond to it. It's nobody else will see it other than us.
I don't get to see it, for instance.
You are not allowed to see it. That is true. So just a couple of statements. Nico's arguing with himself. Nico's the equivalent of a MAGA supporter, but on the left.
Like a reflection of a MAGA supporter.
Cucker and Nico on the short bus. Laugh, laugh, laugh. That got a nice laugh line. But Jen, our solid listener, says, guys, make fun of politics all you want, but please leave any disability talk out of it.
Who were we talking about being
You said
disabled?
short bus.
The short bus.
Come on, dude.
I'd forgotten that was even a disability. Do they still send those special needs kids in short buses to this day?
I mean, it still means
It still means the exact. You knew what that meant when you were making fun of me and Tucker, right?
Okay.
You were saying that both of us were retarded.
That's a bad word now.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah. All right.
I said the abbreviation of it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So don't say that anymore.
I'm sorry. You know what? When it came out, I wasn't even. That connotation was not even in my.
Somebody else says,
it had to.
"Come on, Nico. Just because Biden is old doesn't mean he's not a threat. We all know he's a puppet being controlled by the elites," which is a real threat. Whoever thinks these things.
Well, I mean, all politicians.
Who are these elites?
I mean, the donor class. I
Sure.
mean, all politicians are kind of controlled by the elite.
Yeah.
These people get sweetheart deals from Republicans and Democrats,
Lobbyists.
and it's been going on for hundreds of years. I mean, you can't point to one. I mean, you can point to some politicians that are more blatantly corrupt than others, like Bob Menendez.
Getting gold bars.
Yeah, getting gold bars. Some of it's like cartoonishly blatant, but as far as politicians being controlled by the wealthy, that's America, baby. That's the country we live in.
USA.
Anyway, Amazon, not my favorite shopping site.
What's your favorite shopping site?
Yeah, do you do Z-Bay stuff anymore? Like, do you just buy
I
stuff?
haven't seen you bring in a new package that you Z-bait or anything.
I really don't do it anymore. I kind of outgrew that phase.
Also, I don't see you just going to like the home goods store anymore and just buying a bunch of stuff and coming home.
My house is pretty full. Looks kind of like a museum now. But some of the things that I bought that I still to this day think are the coolest are not eBay, not Amazon. They're lesser. It's Etsy. Absolutely. Why doesn't Etsy have a day?
Forget Amazon Prime Day. It's Etsy Blowout Day. Massive discounts on handmade garbage you never knew you wanted. Like pendants made with your dead pet's ashes. Candles that smell like Jeff Goldblum. Prosthetic leg beer steins. Crocheted beer can koozies. Human teeth earrings and necklaces. One-eyed taxidermy mouse refrigerator magnets. And loads of t-shirts with famous logos that no one has copyright permission to use.
Lawsuits pending.
No matter what you buy during Etsy Blowout Day, it's guaranteed to start a conversation. And that conversation is...
Get away from me, weirdo.
Etsy Blowout Day. Creeps who make ashtrays from nail clippings will thank you.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Kryptonite from Three Doors Down on 95.5 KLAQ.
Oh, does that give me memories
of
good times?
High school?
Middle school, high school times?
Middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Three Doors Down.
Yeah.
The music of your youth. Hey, so this guy that Trump picked to be the vice president, he's only going to be a couple years older than you.
Oh, he's 39, isn't he?
He's 39. He's going to turn 40 next month.
Joanna.
He's how old?
39.
Damn.
He wrote a book that was a best-selling book called Hillbilly Elegy.
Hillbilly Elegy, and there's actually...
And they made a movie out of it with Glenn Close.
There's a comedian I know who has a big part in the movie.
Oh, yeah? Who is it?
His name's Adam Murray.
I don't know. I don't know Adam.
No.
We're going to get to some phone calls in a little bit. But I want to tell you about our free music options, and then Joanna's got the Hollywood Cheese made for us. Tomorrow, there's a free concert. It's the State Line Restaurants Patio Concert Series going on every Wednesday through the summer at 1222 Sunland Park Drive. And this Wednesday, it is the 575 Band. Glenn Garza is going to be your host. So come out, get there early. If you want to get there at 6, you can. Music starts around 7:30. Grab a good seat. They've got food. You can have barbecue, the delicious State Line barbecue right out there on the patio. And additional bars are open up outside, so you don't even have to go inside to go to the bar. You can get a beverage there. Come out, have some delicious barbecue, raise a drink, and enjoy some live music every Wednesday on the State Line patio stage. This week, the 575 Band. I hope I'm saying that right.
How else would you say it?
575 Band? 57.5 Band?
575.
575.
575 Band? I could use a little clarification. And on Thursday, we got Cool Canyon Nights. That's still going on for a few more weeks this summer. Cool Canyon Nights at McKelligon Canyon Amphitheater, presented by Westar this Thursday. Join for free with us at McKelligon Canyon for music from the Roulettes on the main stage. They're going to put on a hell of a great show. And on the patio stage, brought to you by El Paso Community College, Joshua Lucero and Midnight Vibe are going to be performing. The patio entertainment is while everybody's waiting to go into the amphitheater. Then you go into the amphitheater and watch the main act, the Roulettes. Last week, I was told that the Selena tribute was, you can't say sold out because it's a free concert, but to the point where some of the people who were listening to it had to be outside the amphitheater because there were so many people there for the Selena tribute last week. Want to thank our sponsors, L&F Distributing, White Claw Hard Seltzer, Charlie Clark Nissan, also Johnson's Jewelers, Twin Peaks, and Superior Sign and Lighting, all fine sponsors of Cool Canyon Nights. Every Thursday, free concert, free parking, free at McKelligon Canyon Amphitheater.
It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna Barbo with today's entertainment update. Good morning, Joanna.
Oh, good morning. Because memes never truly die, the disastrous Willy Wonka exhibit that spawned such viral images as the sad Oompa Loompa and the Unknown now has a fully produced musical parody on the way titled Willy's Candy Spectacular. And because that alone isn't absurd enough, original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory actors Julie Dawn Cole and Paris Thiemann have officially joined the cast. Cole and Thiemann, who respectively portrayed Veruca Salt and Mike TV in the 1971 classic, will serve as narrators in live stage readings of Willy's Candy Spectacular.
Wait. So the original Veruca and the
Veruca.
original Mike TV.
Mm-hmm.
How did Veruca? Did she? What happened to Veruca? I remember Mike TV got put on TV, like shrunk down.
Right.
Veruca blew up into a boop.
Now that's Violet. You're turning Violet.
Violet. Veruca. I want to say something with squirrels.
Bad. She said on the egg, and it said bad egg, and then it shot down to the
Okay.
Yeah. The squirrels thing. The squirrels thing is from the Johnny Depp one. You heretic.
I'm gonna be honest.
How dare
I
you.
didn't really capture much from either one of them.
Wait. You're telling me you weren't a big Gene Wilder Willy Wonka fan?
Not really.
Really?
Well,
tell me you've seen it, though.
I've seen it once or twice, maybe.
Watch it
But
again.
that's it.
You notice a lot more details.
Oh, yeah, and get extra buzzed.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Wait, I lost my
It's a little psychedelic. And then watching it as an adult, watching the original Willy Wonka or Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, you're like, wait a minute, is Willy Wonka killing these people?
The kids.
It's like he's Jigsaw.
Oh.
And are the
Now you put
Oompa
a new twist on
Loompas
it.
slaves? Do they want to work in the chocolate factory?
Well, you know,
Do they have rights?
in the book,
Are they a union?
in the book that was written by the notoriously racist and
Roald Dahl,
anti-Semitic
yeah.
Roald Dahl, the Oompa Loompas were African pigmy
slave. Yeah, they were.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if they were unionized or not, or if they got, if they got paid, but yeah. So
Cole and Thiemann will be joined by the memed sad Oompa Loompa, Christy Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix has finally given a first look at the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. The streamer posted a behind-the-scenes video that revealed 3 new actors will be joining the hit sci-fi show. The video itself is narrated by main cast members, with Caleb McLaughlin confirming that they're about halfway done with production. If you're looking for spoilers, however, the video avoids revealing what fans can expect from the final season. But here's a little tidbit from it.
This is the season the fans have been waiting for. And we hope you're as excited as we are to get to tell the final chapter in this story.
The video.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who that was, actually.
Sounded like
I think it was one of the Duffer Brothers. The video also highlights the 4 main boys huddled around a radio, Dustin sporting a Hellfire Club t-shirt, a few shots of the Upside Down, and more. It's not confirmed when season 5 of Stranger Things will air, but it's expected to drop sometime in 2025. Alternative subculture enthusiasts rejoice.
Alternative subculture
enthusiasts.
Are we talking about pony bros here?
Or Japanese cholos?
Or furries?
Industrial music legends 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, okay.
And the iconic alt-fashion brand Dr. Martens have teamed up for a new line of special edition shoes. Inspired by 9 Inch Nails' seminal 1994 album, The Downward Spiral, the shoes incorporate elements of the record's artwork and several striking black and white models that embody the band's signature style. 3 of the 4 new shoe models will become available for purchase beginning this coming Friday via Dr. Martens' website, but one exclusive style of $14.90 boots will not be available for public purchase and instead will be gifted to, quote, the band's most ardent supporters.
It's weird to hear you call them Dr. Martens. I guess that's what they are, but don't most people refer to them as Doc Martens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he go to med school?
Dr. Martin.
Yeah, he roomed with Dr. Pepper.
And Dr. Scholl.
Yeah.
So that's how it's a shoe. Though no further details are available at this time.
Dr. Scholl's and
I
Doc
bet Dr.
Martin.
Scholl was a real foot doctor. I bet he was.
But Dr. Scholl's and Doc Martin should do a partnership.
Collaboration.
Collaboration. That's a
for
good one,
all the
Joanna.
elder ones.
What did you say? What did you say up front? Subgenre? Subculture?
Subculture enthusiast. Alternative is subculture.
So what's
I
interesting?
don't know that I would call Nine Inch Nails subculture.
Well, no. What's interesting
necessarily.
is that you only think of it as sex stuff.
Subcultures?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
Buzz?
way my mind works.
Buzz was thinking
What
of
about that
furries
word
and
makes you, yeah, right. What about that makes you think about it as sexual?
Everything. Just subcultures.
there's youth subculture, there's online subculture, there's all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just sex, Buzz. 50 Cent jumped off the Donald Trump bandwagon before the 2020 presidential election, but the rapper appears to be back on board after the assassination attempt against Trump. According to multiple CNN reports, the artist is in talks to appear at the ongoing Republican National Convention. 50 Cent's appearance would be a logical next step after he posted a meme of the artwork for his 2003 album, Get Rich or Die Trying, and Trump's head photoshopped on his body. I sent you a photo. Please check your Skype so you can check it out. At a concert in Boston not too long after Trump got shot, 50 also displayed the meme while performing his classic song, Many Men, a defiant anthem, addressing his near-death experience of getting shot 9 times in 2000. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but the meme you brought up.
I'm not, yeah, that's hilarious. I'm not sure that means he's supporting him, right?
Well, he is in serious talks to perform at the RNC, so.
All right.
I'm sorry. And finally, Tenacious D's Kyle Gass is facing criticism after he joked about Trump's attempted assassination during a concert over the weekend. While performing in Sydney on Sunday, Gass was presented with a cake on stage in celebration. I'm so sorry, someone's calling. It could be our boss. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yep, got you. Sure, we'll do that. So this is interesting because somebody that I'm always telling to be careful how you react to things you see on social media. Make sure you've got it right.
Who are you telling?
I don't want to say because it might be embarrassing to them, but it's, anyway, I'm always preaching, don't make a knee-jerk reaction based to something you see on the internet. So I was being told Jack Black made this comment about Donald Trump. And I said, well, where did you see that? On the internet? I'm like, well, hold on. First of all, it doesn't really sound like something Jack Black would say. Second of all, you got to check with another source. You got at least dig a little below the surface area. So then the person who was telling me this said, I just saw a video of Jack Black saying it, so don't tell me I need to search stuff on the internet. So I do a quick search and it's like, well, Kyle Gass said it on stage with Jack Black.
Was it your daughter?
I don't want to say who it was, but it was somebody that I think I finally had a breakthrough moment because they were like, oh, yeah, I was totally certain of this one thing. And my dad's, Buzz said, but Buzz said, my dad said, just dig a little deeper and get more of an idea what's going on. So,
well, I'm back. On Sunday, Kyle was presented with a cake on stage in celebration of his 64th birthday when Jack Black asked him to make a wish, and that's when he made the joke.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Nico. Can't laugh at that. That's probably going to cost Kyle Gass his career.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, they are really upset about a lot of people are really upset, and they're also upset that Jack Black kind of didn't stop him.
I'm laughing at the fact that he thought it was okay, appropriate to even say that on stage.
I'm in Australia. I might as well be on Mars. Right? Nobody's going to hear about this.
I'm not laughing at the statement itself.
Don't miss Trump next time.
People laughing.
So the person that I had this,
breakthrough.
Yeah, breakthrough with said, well, Jack Black laughed at what he said. Jack Black might have been laughing as like, oh, so I guess we're
doing this.
I guess we're done.
We're laughing about this.
I don't think they're going to be canceled for this or anything.
A lot of people are upset about it.
I wonder which ones.
Well, probably not. I mean, I don't know. Tenacious D have a lot of MAGA fans. From what I get, anytime I go to Breitbart or Fox News comments, especially the comments, they hate everything. Anything having to do with show business. They just despise anything.
Any entertainer.
Anything that's in the entertainment business.
That's not Lee Greenwood.
Yeah.
Well, with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barber.
I was showing Buzz something really interesting. So I have a very good friend, stand-up comic. His name's Sammy Obeid. And he's kind of blown up over the past several months because he himself is Palestinian. His brother lives in Palestine right now, or Israel, whatever. And his brother is sending him daily, updates
on what's going on.
What's happening, and it's terrible stuff. But Sammy has been including all of this in his material on stage. And he's kind of blown up on the internet for a lot of these pro-Palestinian and kind of divisive takes on things. He's a great comedian. He's a really just nice guy in general. And he put out another video of his set the night or the day of after the shooting attempt on Saturday night.
So later that night.
He had a gig that night. And Joanna, the stand-up is top-notch. And it's all about the shooting.
Oh, interesting.
What was kind of his theme? I mean, he must have put it together kind of on the fly.
Lots of puns. He has a lot of puns in there. Things about Donald Trump now having more street cred than Drake because he's been shot and to jail. So now, like, Donald Trump is a better rapper or more cred than Drake does as a rapper.
That's really funny.
We got a lot of phone calls. We're going to get to here in just a few minutes. We'll have some more tickets for Saturday's Watermelon Party at Western Playland to give away. Has it been called into question whether or not Mayor Leeser is going to be able to join us this morning?
Yes, so that was our boss. He will be in at 8.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
The mayor is still coming in.
Confirmed.
Oh, cool. Okay, good. Because I thought we were kind of waffling there for a little bit.
We were a little, yes.
Let's take a break. Also, remind the boss, listen to the radio, make sure we're not on the air.
Or Joanna's doing her
while Joanna's talking, the person that answers the phone, don't call them while they're currently talking on the radio.
I'm doing the entertainment.
Let's take it. You know what? All you have to do is turn the radio on for a second or the app and hear if we're on the air or not. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, get some phone calls going, and more of the Buzz Adams Morning Show's on the way right after this.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
You don't want to miss these.com/events to see what's at your local store. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, we've had a few, several phone calls flooding in. Mayor Oscar Leeser is going to be here today. He's going to join us in the studio.
He always calls me the pink bunny every time he sees me. Where's your bunny suit?
Give the backstory on that.
Yeah, for Christmas one year, I was emceeing an event downtown. For Christmas, it was like the big Christmas light show at the convention center, where they put the skating rink and everything, and the mayor was out there, and everybody was out there, and whoever our AE was, I think it was Pau that was setting it up, she got me a pink bunny suit to go in. And
obviously a reference to
A Christmas Story,
yes,
I believe.
Which you say you still haven't seen?
Yeah. Which Nico has strong opinions about, apparently.
I can't get all the way through it. It's just boring.
Face is boring.
Yeah, it's a great movie, dude. I mean, it's a really great, one of the all-time great, definitely in my top 3
Anyways,
definitely top 3.
I love it's the one thing that connects us, me and Oscar Leeser.
That he recognizes you as
Pink Bunny Boy. Yeah.
Every time he comes in, he asks you, where's your Pink Bunny
outfit? We've got a few calls. You can leave messages for us anytime, night or day, during the show, after the show, before the show, whatever. Here's the neckline number. It's 844-805-NECK. That's 844-805-6325. You can also call us on the studio line. If we get a live call, we'll let you go first. And the studio line number, just to remind you, again, you have to dial the 915 area code That's been that way for a few years now. But 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995.
Good morning. I just wanted to compliment you on yesterday's show. It was extremely funny. You had me laughing out loud a number of times. Nico, your timing and restraint yesterday were just about perfect. And it really made for a wonderful show to listen to.
Aww.
I just wanted to call up to thank you guys. You really had me cracking up for a couple hours. In fact, I got in my car to go somewhere. You guys were so entertaining. I just drove around for almost 2 hours listening to you rather than stopping because I didn't want to miss any of what you did.
Oh, that's
So once
awesome.
again, thanks for a great show yesterday. Really, really funny. Bye.
I appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
Tracy,
thank you so much, man.
regular caller.
I try and explain to people that we don't know how we're doing a lot of the times. Like Buzz, after we don't have an audience in studio. The only time we know if something's funny or interesting is whether Joanna
if we
laughs.
make each other laugh or whatever.
Really, Joanna is our audience for this type of thing. But sometimes we'll get off air, and this happened yesterday. We'll get off air like right at 10, and Buzz will look at me and go, "That was a good show, right?" Like,
I know. Sometimes I'll go when it's just me and him. I'm all, that was really good, right?
Right?
He's all,
Yes.
no, he goes, it was all right.
Buzz has high standards, apparently.
I think our most, I was just thinking of the level of loyalty that we have. Like, there's a thing, if your most loyal listeners are called P1s.
Yeah.
And that refers to somebody who, if the radio's on, they're listening. To KLAQ or they're listening to the morning show. There needs to be a category of P1 plus, like somebody like ODG in Odessa, who can't hear the show on the radio, but he listens for the Buzz on Demand.
Right.
And if it doesn't get posted the same day,
He lets us know.
He lets us know about it.
Or Tracy driving around the just to.
How nice.
Yeah.
I'll put in there Cucker. Cucker hates us. He calls at least once a week to tell us how much he just despises us. But guess what? He listens every single day.
I appreciate
That's a
that,
loyal
Tucker.
fan. It's one thing to be a fan of something you love. It's another thing to be a fan of something you despise.
You know, it's weird. One of the first times I started hanging out with you years ago, I think you made me watch Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie.
Did I make you watch the Howard Stern movie?
I think you did, because I told you I had never seen it, and you were like, really?
Well, you can learn a lot about radio. I could tell you, this part of radio is
He
definitely
was
true. And this part
grooming
isn't.
you for the world of radio.
So just when me and Buzz go, I just hang out at his house all the time, and then he'd put something on, and then he pauses it so he can explain everything. And Private Parts was one of those movies, and I think there was one part where they go, 50% of your listeners tune in because they love you, and 50% tune in because they hate you.
It was something where they said they were showing his boss, who was played by Paul Giamatti, Pig Vomit. WNBC. This segment that says they love Howard Stern. Listen, it's just 37% say they love him. And Pig Vomit's like, what about the other whatever percent? Well, they hate him, but they listen even longer.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? I got a theory about why the security might have ignored the people trying to know about the shooter on the roof.
This is an ongoing story, and now there's some kind of kerfluffle between the Secret Service and local police in Pennsylvania over who dropped the ball. So anytime I hear that there's a theory, though, I want to pump the brakes a little bit and say, that's all it is. All right. This is Padilla, I believe.
They might have thought maybe they're seeing the security guy, the Secret Service snipers up on the roof. Maybe they're confusing them. Maybe that's what the security thought. That's just a theory of mine.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's no evidence for that. And also about...
That's not a bad, because they said we heard the people right after it happened saying, we told the cops, and they were like, what, huh?
Right.
Yeah, maybe the cops looked up there and thought, well, if there's a guy up there with a rifle, it must be one of the Secret Service snipers taking a position.
And also about, I just heard John's Monday's podcast about the lucrative jobs from college. Buzz, I know you know that I love bragging about my job. I mean, coming to the oil field, no degree, straight out of high school, making $90K a year,
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, by the time I hit my 30s, I already paid off my house. You know, you got to work in the elements. You got to work during holidays, but hey, it's worth it. You know, paid off house for the rest of my life.
That's awesome.
That's how it is. You know, half the guys out here are from El Paso because they can't get good jobs with CDLs. You know, they come over here and become a pump truck or vacuum truck drivers and stuff like that. So yeah, West Texas, baby. Trump 2024.
All right.
No, true hard workers out there. Yeah.
It is. I think the reason they get paid so much is because it's dangerous work.
Dangerous. Hot in the summer. Like you said, you got to, that's a job that people come from further away than El Paso to work in the oil fields, to the point where I remember going through Midland, Odessa, and when it was really booming about 10 years ago, you could not stop there and get a hotel. Hotels were booked up from people from other parts of Texas, from other parts of the United States, from other countries who were working in the oil fields. Yeah, it's, as long as you love what you're doing, I don't think I would love, I don't know, maybe. I always said, you know what I could have been? A long-haul trucker. Like I get in the zone. Yeah, I can just get in the zone. Next thing you know, I've just driven 800 miles, only stopped for gas once. Here's another call that we've gotten today.
Good morning, Mo Show. Hey, Buzz. I guess I missed it, but I woke up this morning to all over Facebook there being a big hoopla about the young lady who sang the national anthem at the MLB All-Star game last night. I don't know if y'all could please touch on that on the Hollywood Cheesemare or something. Anyways, have a great day. Love you, Buzz. Love you, Joanna. Love you, Nico.
Oh, thank you.
I love you, too.
We didn't cover it in the Cheesemare, so let me mention it now. This was a professional singer who's been nominated for Grammys, okay? I don't know much about her. Ingrid Andress sang the national anthem. This was not the All-Star game. This was the Home Run Derby. The song starts off pretty decent, but then about halfway through, something goes very, very wrong with Ingrid's rendition of the national anthem.
That our flag was still there.
To put it in perspective, the performance was so universally panned that Fergie is now trending. She did the
a bad version too
at an NBA All-Star game that was really, really bad. But Ingrid Andress, I guess, is a country music artist and has been nominated for 4 Grammys in her life. Do you ever think, hey man, just if you're going to sing the national anthem, just go out and do it pretty straight. Don't do it in your own style, Don't try and. It's a hard enough song to sing as it is, and she's trying to do the,
It's a hard song, and I think that whenever you do it in a national platform like that,
hard.
Your job is in the spotlight. So unless you do it perfectly, you're going to get flack for it. Because like Buzz said, it's a hard song for any normal singer to sing. And if you go out into a national spotlight and you try and do your own flair and you mess it up.
I've seen amateurs mess it up, but she's a professional musician.
In the national spotlight, this huge deal.
TV. I don't think anybody else was watching the Home Run Derby necessarily, but enough people that have seen her mess it up. Nobody's talking about who run the Home Run Derby.
Well, what's interesting? She is a country music singer-songwriter. She has 3 different songs on the Billboard Hot 100. Her most famous one was Wishful Drinking in 2021.
By the way, the winner of the Home Run Derby, the first time a Dodger has ever won the Home Run Derby. I don't know if that's going all the way back to the Brooklyn days or just since they've been in Los Angeles, but Dodger Teoscar Hernandez became the first Dodger ever to win the Home Run Derby.
He's got to take right here. Oh, he's got to go. Get legs. Get legs. Oh,
Teoscar Hernandez is your 2024 T-Mobile Home Run Derby
Samp. It was up there forever. Yeah, but all anybody's talking about is... Hello, Uncle Bob.
Hey, good morning, Buzz. How are you?
Hey. Thanks for calling. I had an Uncle Bob, so I will think of my late Uncle Bob every time you call, okay?
Hey, I was listening to you guys talk about the assassination attempt and how Secret Service and local police are pointing the fingers at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I remember correctly, Trump still owes the city of El Paso some money, so I have a feeling that his track record is now catching up to him in terms of law enforcement.
Like maybe locally they don't allocate as much resources because they know that nobody has an intention of paying the bill.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting point, because there have been a lot of cities who have turned down the Trump campaign for events or asked for money up front.
Do you recall the name of the town?
Pennsylvania?
Benson, something. Anyway, the town has a population of around 10 or 11, 12,000. So that's very similar in size to the town that I grew up in. I bet they had an all-hands-on-deck scenario. I mean, a town like that might have 20 officers on its police force in total.
Oh, they were probably pulling from local counties.
They were probably pulling in. I doubt if anybody got the night off that night. But I will say, the Secret Service kind of has a uniform record. You know what you're getting with the Secret Service. When it comes to a local small town police department, it runs the gamut. You could have a very professional and efficient police department, or it could be a Keystone Cops scenario, kind of depending on, the culture and local law enforcement. That's what I've discovered. We had a pretty good police force. They'd hassle teenagers a little bit, but nothing too bad, But you're talking about the Secret Service, who are the best of the best of the best, sir. And local law enforcement, where who knows? It depends on the town, especially a small town.
That's a little reductive.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they have great police officers everywhere.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Yep.
Nico, I want to encourage you to finish your degree. You can do it online. Come on, bud.
Yeah, but he was pre-med. I don't know if you finished that degree online. I don't know if you could get a pre-med.
That's not a degree. Pre-med is not a degree.
Yes, you would if you did.
You don't get a degree in pre-med.
You get your bachelor's?
No, there's no such degree as pre-med.
Well, what do you major in then?
You major in biology or whatever, and then you apply to medical school.
Oh.
Or you could even get a music degree and apply to medical school.
You're telling me there's no such thing as, I'm pre-med.
That's the course plan that you're going through. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry, we were talking over you.
Just get a degree, please.
Wait, why?
I admire you. I think you're a very smart young man.
Oh, thank you.
I want to see you succeed. I would love to see you have a backup plan.
Speaking of backup, that's the most backhanded compliment I've ever heard in my life.
Unfortunately, what I want to do with my life does not require a degree. But thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Uncle Bob.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, I got a real kick out of that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Stoner guy.
Yo.
What's up, Stoner guy?
I would just say this is your backup plan, Nico. You're doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, okay, look, man. I know I've called in, it's got to be years now,
It's been a few years, yeah.
Wait, since you called in, we just talked to you like a month ago, didn't we?
No, he's saying that he's been calling in for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, I consider y'all friends, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everybody always asks, "What's up, Buzz?" but never "How's Buzz?"
Oh.
And so, how are you, man?
How am I? I'm happy.
Are you? I feel like you're.
I'm on edge.
You're like in a steady state constantly.
I'm at a state of vigilance for sure. I think that we live in some of the most interesting times that we probably live in the most interesting time to be alive in the history of the human race.
Thank you, Stoner Guy, because you're the one person that's actually concerned with how Buzz is actually feeling or doing and not just
What's up?
What's up?
All right, thanks, Stoner.
I absolutely care too, man. Y'all are great.
All right, thank you. And you're wearing not Abilene. Where are you? San Angelo. We got to go out. We got enough listeners.
Oh, I'm planning a trip.
I got
a trip planned
like
in
a comedy tour
September.
And include San Angelo. They've got to have an Applebee's or something there that's got a stage, right?
Yeah, there has to be.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Stoner guy.
Dude, we'll see y'all later, man.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Take it easy. Let's talk to Joe from Las Cruces, who I think Joe is becoming a pretty regular caller. Hello, Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? What's
hey,
up?
actually, I rent to college kids from NMSU, and they call me Uncle Joe.
Hey.
Yeah, but anyway, I got a pre-law student and one kid that's transferring to the University of Colorado School of Mining. But anyway, getting to a little more.
So you're in charge of minors?
Huh?
Are you in charge of minors?
But I'm
No, I'm actually wondering if a lot of them are actual minors.
No, these kids are 20 to 22 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. College kids. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Young guys that are working their way through school. I'm really
no problem. Pay the rent on time.
One of them runs a carpet cleaning business, and the other is a manager at a pizza place here in Cruces, and they're doing what they can.
Okay.
I mean, some people aren't born with a silver spoon, but getting back to a more serious subject, I'm really getting sick and tired of this Monday morning quarterback about that security failed. And back in the day of dinosaurs, I was sergeant at arms at my UAW local, and we provided security for. Well, I'm from Long Beach, California, but for people like Leon Wright, Congressman Maxine Waters, at peace rallies, Jackson Brown, Martin Sheen, there's a laundry list of people. I mean, but anyway, you do the best you can. You can't. You have to have a ring of security. And anyway, the story with the local police officer, they were in the front of the building. The guy climbed up the ladder on the back. People ran up and said, "Hey, there's a guy carrying a gun, climbing up to the roof." So a local policeman did climb up the ladder and confronted the guy, like, "Hey, what are you doing up here?" And the guy spun around, pointed the rifle at him. The local policeman jumped off the ladder because he knew he was out armed. I mean,
Yeah, he had a semi-automatic assault weapon, right?
Yeah, well, the shooter did. But then the shooter turned and started firing. But I also want to say that the person we really should talk about is that a volunteer fireman who was in the crowd, like another fellow American, attending a rally, and in this case, a Republican candidate, and I would have been there if it was a Democrat. But,
right, it doesn't matter.
He was shot and killed shielding his family.
Yeah, let me give you the name. Corey Compatore, who was a firefighter, and he was shielding his family from the gunfire. So what you're telling me, it sounds like, Joe, that when the police officer climbed up to see, because the guy had bought a ladder. I found that out yesterday. The guy had gone and bought a ladder at like a Home Depot or something to get on the roof, and that probably the police officer confronting him hurried him up, but I don't, we'll never talk to the gunman. He's dead, but was he intentionally trying to shoot innocent people in the audience?
Did he care? I mean, right.
Was it just like, did the people who got Mr. Campatore and the others who were wounded, did they get wounded before? And this would have had to have been in a matter of seconds, right? But before Trump was grazed or after he was grazed? Like, they're going to have to put together a whole timeline on this, because if he was there, which I believe he was there to assassinate Donald Trump, that would be his primary target, right?
But Joe,
were they wild shots? Did he shoot wildly because he received return fire? Investigations are going on, Joe. We don't know the answers to all that.
Well, no, but I think Joe's right that all this Monday quarterbacking about us thinking we know about security and security rings or small Keystone cops, I don't think we really know anything.
Oh, I didn't call these police officers Keystone cops. I'm saying depending on the small town you're in, the quality of your law enforcement services can vary pretty widely.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that has to do with it. I think it has to do with resources, coordination. There's a lot.
No attempt has been made on a president or a presidential candidate or a former president since Ronald Reagan. That's over 40 years ago, the last time that somebody on that level of national prominence had an attempted assassination. All right. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the call. Thank you for everybody that's calling in. Mayor Leeser will be here shortly. We've got a lot to talk about. Downtown Arena might be back on the ballot. You might get to vote.
Yeah.
You know what? Just cut our losses. Let's not have a downtown arena and use that money in some other way. We'll get the mayor's thoughts on that and other issues of the day, all coming up right after this.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5
or 60 months.
Where it's easy to get a great night's sleep.
Oh, we're back. Hey. Buzz is back.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
Buzz in the Morning Show, 95.5 The Q.
We are pleased to welcome to the studio our friend and frequent visitor, not frequent enough, the mayor of El Paso, Texas, Oscar Leeser. Hi, Oscar.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Great to talk to you. Let's talk, first of all, your trip to Washington, D.C., and did you get to meet with the president in the White House?
Yeah, it was a very productive trip, and we talked a lot about what's been going on in El Paso. And when I talked first we met in the Roosevelt Room, which is the conference room right next to the Oval Office, and Secretary Mayorkas and some of the cabinet members were there, and we talked about what we've been going through. There was about 15 people that were invited, but, you know, it's different when you live on the border. You live a day in and day out, and that's what we talked about. And then afterwards, I went in, and we were into the Oval Office, and we took a picture with the president individually, but then I took it, time, and we talked for about 5 minutes, which was maybe a little bit longer, and it's really nice to know that how much they care, but they want to know, and they want to know from the people that live it day in and day out.
I want to get your reaction to this because there's been talk for going on 3 weeks now. When you met with President Biden, did he seem engaged, and did he see, some people were critical of his performance during the debate, but when you spoke to him privately, did he seem like a person who was engaged and understanding the conversation and demonstrating leadership abilities?
100%, absolutely. And when we talked, it wasn't scripted or anything. We started talking about things that are going on, and he actually was very engaged and understood, and 100% engaged and can lead, no doubt.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on. There's a job search going on for the next city manager. So where do we stand with that now?
Well, that started back in February. Where when we started, we hired a search firm.
And we've got an interim in the meantime.
Right. And I'm telling you, Colonel Kerry Weston, who is a war veteran and retired colonel, has done the most amazing job you could ever.
Now, is he only interim, or is he being considered for the job full time, or can you?
We had loved to have had him come apply, but he's wants to retire and spend a little bit more time. He wants to stay engaged in the city. He loves the city of El Paso, and he wants to stay engaged in some way, but he didn't apply.
He's done a good job as city manager when he's been called upon to do it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, last year we were able to roll back taxes under his leadership, and this year we're looking hopefully to be able to do it again. We meet again on August 1st, and that's when we'll propose the budget.
Now, usually that's an out-of-town search. Just historically, when you're looking for a city manager, most of those
For example,
come from
our last city manager was from Midland, or came from there?
Tommy was from somewhere else in Texas.
Irving, Texas.
Yeah, give us an idea of our city manager finalist, I guess.
Well,
also, could we turn this into a reality show and put it on local cable.
No reality
Maybe
show.
you give them a rose if they get to stay for another week.
Yeah, no reality show, but the way it was done this year, they had the city council members had the opportunity to pick from the 14 finalists. Now, the thing that was really, really amazing was that we got over 80 applicants. That's how people really are excited about the great things that are happening in El Paso and wanted to lead the city and be part of a lot of great things going on. So we had over 80 applicants, and then the search firm got it to 14. When the 14, then they submitted it to City Council. City Council had the questionnaire, the application, and then they had a video. So everybody got to watch it. Everybody equally got to watch it. Once they watched it, then they got to pick their top 4 plus the alternate. And then every city council member, based on the search firm that had sent them an email, had the opportunity to put 2 constituents from our city into 2 areas where they would be able to interview and give their input and then come back and talk to council. So this was a very transparent, there's many ways and different ways of doing it. Sure. But this way was the way that council members had the opportunity to individually pick who they wanted. And they picked 4 local team members from the city, which is Robert Cortines, Dion Mack, Nicole Farini, and Mario D'Agostino. And those are all 4 people that have been engaged. Some have been with the city for over 30 years. Most of them have been for over 10 years. And then the alternates were the former fire chief in El Paso, now he's the fire chief in Houston, Sam Pena, and Veronica Soto. And she's worked for in Washington.
Now, the city manager is not a political position, right? It's very functionary, I think. And so what are the qualifications? What's the background for the applicants?
Well, you have city experience, and you have to, have a master's and things that really have a lot to do with operating a city.
Is it kind of like being, and I know this might be stepping on your toes a little bit, is it anything equivalent to being the CEO of a city?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's exactly what it is. Back when Mayor Joe Wardy went from a strong mayor to a strong city manager, form of government, it changed a lot of the dynamics of how the city was going to be run. And the city council makes policies and the city manager implements it.
Okay. I've heard in the past people, and it doesn't matter which city manager we're talking about, people in El Paso sometimes grouse about how much they're paid, their compensation.
It's a big job.
But maybe you could speak to that a little bit. The competition is intense for people who have the skill set to run a city and to do it competently.
Well, Buzz, what's important is it needs to be fair to the city and fair to the city manager. It can be all one-sided. It needs to make sure that it's all on the front and not a lot on the back, which means a lot of benefits where no one gets to see it. So this is what we're going to work for this time, where you'll see that it needs to be fair, because you're right. They have a big job, and they have over 7,000 team members that they have to work with. But again, it needs to be fair to both sides.
3 city representatives this week, and Mr. Canales wrote an op-ed in the Monday El Paso Times, but along with Kennedy and Art Fierro, have said, for the remaining money for the downtown arena that has been dragged out for over 12 years now, we need to give the voters a chance to say, what do you want to do? Do you want to continue to pursue this white whale of a downtown arena, or
especially with the news of other venues now?
There are so many different other venues. There's the Northeast Amphitheater. They want El Paso, the city, to chip in for upgrades on the Sun Bowl. What do you know about this? Where do you stand on it? Is this something that voters should get to? Maybe we got some buyer's remorse. I mean, look, put it this way: the same bond that approved the downtown arena approved the baseball team in the stadium. They just celebrated their 10th season in El Paso. So do we cut our losses here?
And, the Chihuahuas have been great for the city, but it's also been on the back of the taxpayers. And the taxpayers built a $64 million facility. And
there was plenty of griping and plenty of grousing, and I was one of them doing it at the time. But it has been, it has exceeded expectations.
Well, they've done a great job, but remember, we knocked down a city hall that was worth over $30 million.
Right.
We spent over $64 million of taxpayers' money, and we're asking to do it again. And the amphitheater is private sector, public-private partnership. But
the one at the Cohen
Northeast,
site, yeah.
right? But what happened back in 2012? They came out and said, "Okay, we're going to build an MPC, and we're going to build it for $180 million." Well, that wasn't a reality. They misled the public. They, in my opinion, they lied to the taxpayers and said, "We can build you a state-of-the-art for $180 million." You couldn't, and you can't. So
in 2012,
you couldn't do it then.
Right.
You couldn't do it then, and you can do it now.
Did we get hustled?
No, I think that, they talk about, well, we need to look at naming rights, we need to look at this. At the end of the day, it would cost an estimated between $400 million. Wow. And that's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money to put on the back of the local taxpayers. So, yeah, they were misled back in 2012, and today they're going, we're not canceling it. I think it's important to see that this council is not canceling it. They're putting it back on the voter and say, hey, this is reality. This is what happened. Mm-hmm. Do you want to continue? Because if we continue, this is what we can build you, which we talked about at the train depot, and everyone said, oh, what a horrible location. That's not what we talked about. Well, we didn't talk about that because they were misled. Let's talk about the Children's Museum, which is incredible. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I've toured it. But in the bond, it was said $19.2 million. We're going to spend probably over $80 million to make the state-of-the-art Children's Museum. $35 million was pitched in by the private sector, but we still have to come up with $25 million to finish it. That was not, so again, they were misled, and they go, well, we wanted something bigger and better. No, that's what we told the voters. Mm-hmm. You're going to get something big. You're going to get something great for $19.2 million. And they go, well, you can't buy a lot with that. Well, same thing with the MPC. You can't build what they were told. So let's go back and say, here's what you have. Do you want to go back, and we'll give you an honest estimate moving forward if that's what you want.
With realistic expectations.
The MPC, the multi-purpose center, downtown arena or stadium, people call it different things.
Yeah, I told people, I said, you know what, before I leave office, I'm going to propose that we put on for 15,000-seat arena with beautiful suites, and it's going to cost you $100 million. And I'm going to propose that. And then when I leave office, I'm going to go, come on, guys. I got it passed. Why can't you build it? Because it's not realistic.
It's not realistic. It would be closer to $500 million.
So you can't keep doing that, and you can't keep going and writing editorials and bashing council for not doing it. You did it when you lied to the taxpayers that it can't be built.
Mm. Now, when you say you, who are you talking about? People that were on cancel at the time?
Back in 2012, it was not a reality. And now they come back and they go, well, the voters passed it. Yeah, they passed it because you gave them false information.
I want to remind people, there was a whole thing going on. If we don't do this, we'll never have a chance at this level of AAA baseball. It will never happen.
Maybe they were right about the Chihuahua Stadium, but maybe they're not right about
They were arm twisting, I feel like, to
but
get
remember,
us to vote
it was all put
thing.
together
in
with
one
different
bond.
items. It was not individually set.
Yes.
It was they put together 3 or 4 items on the ballot instead of saying this one's going to sit on its own.
Right.
But you're saying they're right about the Chihuahuas. It still cost the taxpayers a lot of money.
Right.
But
it was still
the ownership has done a great job, and Chihuahuas, it's a great thing for the community. But you can't continue to put it on the back of the taxpayers and say it's okay because it's a quality of life. We do have to, as elected officials, make sure that we provide public safety and quality of life, but we also committed, when we go door to door, when we run for office, we commit to the taxpayers that what? We're going to continue to watch your dollar, every penny, and we're going to roll back taxes. Well, we can't do that if we continue to do things like this.
I have one more question for you today. Oscar Leeser, the mayor, is our guest in the studio. You're not up for re-election, but there are several names in the running, and a new one, Brian Kennedy, who's a city council member, filed to run for mayor last week in not a big surprise to a lot of people who watch what's going on in the city.
I read something. Is there he has to resign to run clause that part of?
Yeah, that's a good question for the mayor. Does he have to step down as city representative? I know that his seat will be vacant if he is elected mayor, but is he required to step down to run?
Well, there is a resign to run clause, but as the mayor, we can call we have to call an election within 120 days or the next general election. So that will be in the November election. So we're not calling a special election. It's not costing the taxpayers an additional penny for him to run. If it had been outside the 120 days, then we would have had to, by law, call a special election. It would have cost the taxpayers a lot of money. So this way, he made an announcement, after the 120 days. So it will be on the next general election. And you're right, his seat is up. He'll still sit in council. He'll still represent District 1. And
but win or lose, he will not retain his city council seat?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay.
That's correct.
All right. Well, thank you. And I know there are a lot of people who would wonder, the outgoing mayor, if he has an endorsement for who his successor should be, and if you are prepared to make that announcement right here on this show.
Well, I am not.
Oh.
But I can tell you that, first of all, I do want to thank the citizens for electing me. Getting 80% of the vote is unheard of. And to be able to get 80% of the vote and represent our constituents, it's an incredible honor. And if I could run again, I'd do it. I love what we've been doing. I love what we've done for the city. But I'm termed out and I can't run any longer. So there is some people that are running, and I want to endorse the person that will continue to keep this wonderful, incredible momentum going.
Well, I know, I guess the top three major candidates, I think they're all fine people, and come on, tell us who you're thinking
It's not about personality. It's about making sure we take care of the citizens, take care of the constituents. We make commitments, and we need to do it. And I'm looking at who will continue to do the commitment that I made, that I was been able to keep to our constituents.
Right. I've got a question. What is the future former mayor, Oscar Leeser, plan on doing with his time?
I will go back to...
You're going golfing.
You're going to go back to...
My dealership, Hyundai of El Paso, and we're breaking ground in the next couple of days to build a second dealership in the far east side of El Paso. So I plan to really invest a lot of my time.
You're not going to relax and retire and just sit back drinking pina coladas?
I can tell you that I love what I do, and I'll continue to do it.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mayor, for being on with us today. Great to see you, and we'll be on the lookout for that announcement when you decide it's time to make it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and I look forward to coming back.
Thanks, Oscar. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Nico's got news next right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to
God and Gather snacks. They're now at a new lower price.
Best team ever.
When it comes to low prices, Target has your back to school.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I would like to give away some more tickets for our watermelon party on Saturday.
Yes, and I don't know how you want to do it, but somebody in our app chat said they would love it if you gave away the tickets through a round of Stump the Chump. They were personally asking for it in our app chat. Why don't you? How does that work?
You call in and ask us a trivia question. But then we have to check, like sometimes people, and they have the wrong answer. Like we might get the wrong answer, but they also have the wrong answer. I like it when we have several of the prizes to give away. How about on Friday if we have some left over?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do it Stump the Chump style. How about a 4-pack right now? This is the Watermelon Party this Saturday at Western Playland. It is going to be, as far as the rides and everything at Western Playland, it's going to be a regular day at Western Playland, except all the stuff that we're bringing. There's going to be watermelon beer. There's going to be plenty of watermelon contests. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a huge fireworks show at 10 p.m., courtesy of Tea2Go Tea and Energy. It is the KLAQ Watermelon Party this Saturday. Starts at 4 and goes till 10. Brought to you by El Paso's Fighting Hunger Food Bank, New Start Homes, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, Charlie Clark Nissan. We want to thank all of our sponsors at Western Playland. You can get more details on the KLAQ Watermelon Party at KLAQ.com and also on the KLAQ mobile app. So let's make it caller number 10 this morning. You want to use that studio line? Got a 4-pack of tickets, so you can take extra friends or family. Number is 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. Caller 10 will get the tickets for the Watermelon Party this Saturday. And we want to invite everybody to come out. And I will take the idea of doing some Stump the Chumps under consideration. Okay. I appreciate very much the suggestion in there. Thank you.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
Morning is the news. All right, people. None of it is good.
Woo!
And the weather's good.
How long till we get this thing started?
Here is Nico Jimian with a look at our news and top stories of the day. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
At the top, I just want to say Ruidoso is open. Yes, Ruidoso is now open. They are accepting everybody from restaurants, shops, attractions, and lodging. They're all open.
Inviting the tourists and people who have second homes or whatever back to Ruidoso.
They want you to return. They need everybody's support. Remember, tourism is a big deal.
Look, no firefighter in Lincoln County should have to buy their own beer.
Drink, for years.
For years, for a decade at least.
If you want to find some planning tools or resources or even donation information, you can go to ruidosostrong.net. That's ruidosostrong.net. All right, let's talk about the shooting. As the investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump intensifies, questions are mounting about how the alleged gunman managed to fire a barrage of shots from a rooftop with a vantage point of the outdoor Pennsylvania rally stage Trump was speaking from. Here is Homeland Secretary Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas talking about how there's going to be a need for enhanced protection.
Both prior to and after the events of this past weekend, the Secret Service enhanced former President Trump's protection based on the evolving nature of threats. A direct line of sight like that to the former president should not occur. That is precisely why President Biden directed that an independent review of the incident occur.
A direct line of sight like that to former President Trump should not occur, he said.
There are more videos coming out of people like pointing and, look, everybody's got a camera. Everybody's got a high quality camera. That one picture by the New York Times photographer of what appears to be a bullet whizzing by former President Trump's head is like that.
Right.
That is an amazing, amazing bit of photojournalism.
Right. Well, the U.S. Secret Service has added additional security to the former president's detail, and Kimberly Cheadle, the director of the Secret Service, will be in front of a House Oversight Committee next week. Adjustments have also been made to President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris's protective details. Secret Service protection will be coordinated for presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy now. That's according to Mayorkas. All right. And yesterday, it was the Republican National Convention kickoff. The waiting came to an end for the Republican Party yesterday afternoon when former President Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social platform that he was picking freshman Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. Vance, who will turn 40 next month, would be the third youngest vice president in American history, behind only John Breckinridge in 1857 and Richard Nixon in 53. Earlier...
Can you believe there was a time when Richard Nixon was young?
I cannot.
You always picture him at least
the same.
as the age he was when Watergate
I imagine him
happened
coming out of his mother going, I'm not a crook.
I am not a crook.
Earlier in the afternoon, news leaked that the other two leading candidates, Florida Senator Marco Rubio and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, had been notified that they weren't going to be the pick. Speakers at the first night of the Republican National Convention included Amber Rose and North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robbins. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is scheduled to address the convention tonight after a last-minute invitation was announced.
This should be interesting.
I know, because she was very anti-Trump for a while. While the first night of the Republican National Convention was in full swing, President Joe Biden sat down for an interview with NBC News anchor Lester Holt. During the interview, Biden addressed the age question that's been impacting his campaign, telling Holt, I understand why people say, God, he's 81 years old. Whoa, what's he going to be when he's 83 or 84 years old? It's a legitimate question to ask.
Biden said that?
Yes.
All right.
The president made it clear that he's not withdrawing from the race. When asked who he consults on issues like remaining in the race, Biden said, I've been doing this a long time. I consult me. other details involving Trump and Biden from yesterday. After a brief respite from harsh campaigning, Biden took the opportunity of the interview to return to full campaign mode. He said, "I'm not the guy who said I want to be a dictator on day one." And when asked if he had any concerns about having used the term, "we have to put Trump in the bullseye" during a call last week, Biden said, well, he never used the term crosshairs.
But I think Lester Holt said, well, that we're not saying crosshairs, we're saying bullseye. And I guess Biden did say bullseye.
He did. You want to hear some clips?
Sure.
Here is Eric Trump announcing at the Republican National Convention that he was declaring for all of Florida's 125 delegates.
We hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump. Hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for President of the United States of America.
And here is Amber Rose, of all people.
Again, who is she?
Model, rapper. She was in Kanye West's music video, for one thing.
Did she date Kanye West?
I don't believe
But she was Kanye
so.
adjacent.
Right.
Okay.
I always get her. Joanna, are you on with us or no?
I'm sure she's on. She's back.
Oh,
What's up?
Amber Rose isn't the one that dated the Rob Kardashian, right? That was...
Oh, no. That was Black China.
Black China. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Amber Rose is kind of like this model.
She has a forehead tattoo. I don't know if that helps.
Not a forehead, but like it's on her scalp, I think.
A scalp tattoo. That's not how she looks now, by the way.
Oh, okay. I can say I honestly, not as a put down. I just don't know who she was.
No, I just cannot pinpoint exactly what she's most known for.
Her book was called How to Be a Bad Bitch.
Oh.
And in 2015, she founded the Los Angeles chapter of the Slut Walk protest march.
Oh, that's right. She did do that.
A demonstration. Okay, learning a lot about Amber Rose. I guess she's wants Trump to win, right?
Well, here is the author of How to Be a Bad Bitch at the Republican National Convention.
Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician, and I don't want to be.
A little.
But I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump.
Thank you, Amber.
All right.
Here is Donald Trump Jr. talking to an MSNBC reporter after he was asked about policy.
Will there be a second family separation policy? It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
He was asking him, if your father's reelected, is he going to reenact some of his border policies? And then Don Jr. said, well, Obama did it first, and the reporter is like, sir, that's not true. Sir, that's not true.
Here is President Joe Biden talking to Lester Holt about his comment that there needs to be a bullseye put on to Donald Trump.
On a call a week ago, you said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that
I didn't say
word.
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on.
Here's him continuing to clarify.
Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term was bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on it. How do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when a president says things like he says? Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody?
Well, President Joe Biden is scheduled to be in Nevada today, and he's planning to announce a proposal to address the cost of rent. The president is reportedly ready to propose a 5% cap on annual rent increases of major landlords. But there's a catch. The plan would require complete control of Congress by Democrats to become law. And most experts say the best way to limit the cost of housing is through more construction and changes to land use regulations. The idea isn't a total surprise. Biden previewed the announcement at last week's NATO news conference, saying, if I'm elected, we're going to make sure that rents are kept at 5% increase. The proposal would reportedly only apply to landlords who own 50 or more units and wouldn't affect units that haven't been built yet. The median national rent in June was $1,400. $1,500, up from around $1,100 just when Biden took office in 2021.
We have a live call.
Okay.
Puppet. Hello, Puppet.
Hey, what up, Puppet?
Hey guys, good morning. How you all doing?
Doing good. What's going on?
Really quick, I just, I don't want to talk about anything else except for one thing. Well, two things actually. Number one, man's mortality, and number two, the fact that the Biden-Harris campaign has pulled all of their campaign messaging, all of their campaign ads. Can you give me your idea? Can you give me your opinion about why they did that?
Wait, I didn't hear. What's the question?
Okay, so after the attempted assassination on Saturday, I guess they paused some of the bus ad, like raps on a bus and different things that were critical of Donald Trump, and they paused some of the advertisement. I can't imagine that they had anything that could be construed as, hey, do harm to this political candidate. Maybe just, to pause and check everything that they were running.
Oh, no, the campaign officially paused. So the campaign put out a statement saying that they weren't doing any campaigning Sunday or yesterday.
Yeah, they pulled ads. I don't know if that signifies anything. I haven't heard of any Democratic ads that were approved by the White House that have been inflammatory or anything, just, saying Trump's a threat to democracy.
They call it a campaign race, guys. It's a race. It's a race to the finish. We're literally on turn 3 on the way to the finish line, and they take their foot off the gas. Why in the world would they do that? I don't understand.
I think he was trying to be in solidarity. He is the president, and I think he was just trying to put a cool on things for at least 2 days. I don't think it matters.
I think they're back up.
Yeah, I don't think it matters for 2 days.
Right. No, I don't either. Okay, thanks, Puppet. Okay.
Cool. Well, the classified document... God, it's going to be all politics right now. The classified documents case against former President Donald Trump is gone for now. Judge Eileen...
I leaned into this story. I have some thoughts on this. This is incompetence or crookedness.
All right,
Judge Cannon said that the appointment of Jack Smith by the Attorney General violated a constitutional provision requiring officers of the United States to be appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate. I think really what they were trying to do, and by the way, it has been done, the way Jack Smith was appointed has been done by Democrat and Republican administrations in the past.
Joe Biden appointed a Republican special prosecutor to look into Hunter Biden.
Attorney General in both Democratic and Republican presidential administrations have appointed special counsels without getting Senate approval. But what they were probably doing was, we want to do away with even the appearance that Joe Biden is directing this, that it's not independent, so it was all done independently. I think Cannon has a history of making rulings that have been called incompetent, and I think they're probably going to, this is not the end of this. The appointments have been, in the past, have been consistently upheld by the courts. So I don't think we've heard the last of, we might have heard the last of Jack Smith, not the last of the documents case.
We have not heard the last of Jack Smith. I will finish the story.
Okay.
Judge Eileen Cannon ruled yesterday that special counsel Jack Smith was not constitutionally approved, and therefore his prosecution would have to be dismissed. Cannon argued that a special counsel has to be appointed by the president or Congress. Smith was appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland. Smith's office says it's been given the go-ahead to appeal the ruling, and President Biden commented on the ruling during his interview last night with NBC News anchor Lester Holt, saying he was surprised by the ruling and called it specious. Well, retired NFL quarterback Brett Favre's legal problems continue.
What now?
The Mississippi Department of Human Services filed a civil lawsuit against Favre and over 36 other people, groups, and companies in 2022. And now Hinds County Circuit Judge Faye Peterson has ruled that one of Favre's New York-based attorneys in the case has violated rules for Mississippi civil court procedures and was being removed from the case. Mississippi State...
What did he say? Use guys instead of y'all?
Mississippi State Auditor Shad White said in 2020 that Favre received $1 million in speaking fees that were paid with welfare money. Favre repaid only $500,000 to the state in 2020 and another $600,000 in October of 2021. White claimed in a court filing earlier this year that interest had resulted in an additional $700,000 owed by Favre.
What did Cameron Diaz ever see in that guy?
They dated?
No, but in the movie Something About Mary, he was the boyfriend. He was Brett, her boyfriend, that she broke up with.
Immigration actions at the southern border are continuing to fall. Arrests for illegally entering the U.S. from Mexico fell 29% in June, just totaling 80,000. That's down from 100,000 in May, which was already an over 50% reduction from the record high of 250,000 in December. Over 41,000 people entered the country legally in June, according to Customs and Border Protection. Well, cleanup crews will be busy this morning after multiple tornadoes and severe storms swept through the Chicago area. The National Weather Service reported several tornadoes touched down last night, including in the far western suburbs. Tornadoes were reported at both O'Hare and Midway airports, and a ground stop happened at both. The National Weather Service is sending out survey teams to assess damage in the region. Power lines are down throughout, and thousands are without power. And the FBI says their search of the Bethel Park, Pennsylvania home of Thomas Cook is complete. The Bureau finished their search yesterday after combing through the residence where the 20-year-old who shot former President Donald Trump and 3 others at a rally on Saturday lived. Agents reportedly found a number of suspicious devices in the home shared by Crooks and his family. Of the 3 others, 1 was killed and 2 others rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Well, Comic-Con is gearing up for a more high-profile event next week in San Diego. David Glanzer with Comic-Con says it will be great to get back to normal after the pandemic and the strikes in Hollywood over the last few years. The panel with the biggest buzz will be Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine panel.
Okay.
Kevin Feige, Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, and Hugh Jackson will all...
Hugh Jackman.
...be attending.
Not Jackson.
I didn't say Jackson.
You certainly did.
Yeah, you did.
Hugh Jackman. The convention in San Diego draws almost 135,000 people every year downtown San Diego.
I think I'd like to attend that one of these days.
Yeah, we should. I went when I was real little. When my aunt lived in San Diego. Me and my brother visited her. We went in 98, before it was Hollywood.
Was it? It couldn't have been as big a deal as it is today, right?
No, it was a comic convention. It wasn't like a movie convention still. All right. Well, Robert F. Kennedy is going to be getting Secret Service protection. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says President Biden directed him to work with the Secret Service to provide Kennedy protection. Biden's order comes just after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. In a post on X, Kennedy thanked Biden for granting him Secret Service protection. The candidate has been asking for months, given that Kennedy's father, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and uncle, President John F. Kennedy, were both assassinated.
He also asked for a driver because of his uncle Teddy Kennedy, too.
Nobody's going to know that Ted Kennedy was drunk and killed that woman.
You don't think anybody gets a reference that's from a time before they were born?
I don't.
Chappaquiddick happened before I was born.
Joanna, did you get his joke?
I was not listening.
The attorney for the armor on the set of the movie Rust is filing a motion for her release from jail just hours after the judge in New Mexico threw out the case against Alec Baldwin on Friday. Well, she said she wants to be released on the same grounds. Both Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed were charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection with the death in 2021 of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on the movie set. Baldwin's case was dismissed after the judge ruled the prosecution withheld key evidence. The same judge sentenced Gutierrez Reed to 18 months behind bars earlier this year. Her legal team plans to file a motion for her release this week. And hugging bandits are a thing. It's becoming a problem in and around Orange County, California. Hugging?
Hugging bandit.
Yes. There have been a number of instances of suspects coming up to victims, asking them for a hug, and then stealing their jewelry at the same time.
Oh, my God. I thought maybe they were hugging people without their consent.
I think they are, too, in some of these cases.
In which Nika would be a hugging bandit.
Yeah, but I just steal your heart.
Yes, you do.
A couple of suspects have been arrested, but there are plenty more work in the streets. If a stranger comes up to you for a hug, just remember the old stranger danger lesson and take a walk. And finally, former Navy SEAL Dan Nosen lost his legs to an improvised explosive device while serving in Afghanistan in 2009. He would go on to compete in the Paralympics 3 times before joining his Naval Academy classmate Nathan Schmidt at his nonprofit Mountain Seed Foundation, where they provide therapy to children and families from war-torn countries through
mountain climbing?
Mountaineering.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy.
They've
been doing it a while, I believe.
Helping to lead a group of Ukrainian widows and their children.
60 Minutes had an episode on this a couple months ago.
And using specially designed prosthetics and climbing equipment, Nosen recently ascended to the summit of Austria's 10,000-foot Mount Kitzenhorn. The veteran relied heavily on his upper body strength to navigate the challenging terrain. Remember, no legs, and maintained a steady pace while being supported and encouraged by Schmidt. The climb was a testament to Nosen's resilience and perseverance. Reflecting on his accomplishment, he says it was important to him to show the Ukrainian children that challenges can be overcome, can ultimately lead to growth and personal strength. Here he is talking about... here's his friend, Nathan Schmidt, talking about his friend Dan Nosen, who is the man who climbed a mountain with no legs.
He can now look at the positives of things. He can be thankful for what he does have, which is his life. But Dan's a man that I would put no limits on. And I can't wait to climb with him. I want to be there with him.
And with the news, and you go.
Trump's vice presidential pick is 39. You talked about him at the beginning of the newscast.
I did.
J.D. Vance. I first heard of J.D. Vance when he wrote a book called Hillbilly Elegy, which is kind of like about poor, rural, white folks and, drug. I didn't read the book, but I know, I remember it being on bookshelves. Then they made a movie, and I didn't watch that either.
A lot of it is about also trying to explain why rural people vote for Donald Trump. He was trying to give an explanation of why hillbillies, in his words, are people who would look to somebody like Donald Trump and vote for.
In the past, he had referred to Donald Trump. He said in a Facebook message, I'm torn between whether, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but this is pretty close. I'm torn between whether he's just a cynical a-hole like Nixon or if he's an American Hitler.
That you're quoting him. That's not you.
I am quoting J.D. Vance. That's right.
Shut up. Really?
What, that he said that?
Yeah.
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 He acknowledges that he said it. He said, well, I was wrong about him. I don't know. It seems like...
Really?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Remember when Ted Cruz called Donald Trump a habitual liar and a coward and threatened him, told him not to make fun of his wife anymore.
And then he said his wife is a dog.
Yeah.
And then he turned over and pulled down his pants.
But you remember he went to the Republican National Convention
and he got booed.
2016. Well, because he did not endorse the president. He gave a speech in which he did not. He said, vote as your conscience directs you. And he got booed at the RNC in 2016 for that, which makes me wonder what Nikki Haley's going to say. Other than Chris Christie, Nikki Haley was the most anti-Trump presidential candidate. People were still voting for her even after she dropped out of the race, so that should be pretty interesting. And Nikki Haley, I don't know which night is hers, but she is at a last-minute addition for the RNC.
Hi, folks. I have a huge announcement to make. I, your favorite president, Donald Trump, have chosen my running mate, and it is J.P. Morgan. No, wait. DJ Khaled? No, that's not right. It's J.D. Vance. I have no idea who that is, but I heard he's great. And I think we can all agree it doesn't matter who my VP is. I'm still going to win big. I could have picked that plant over there, and I'd still beat Sleepy Joe. And the best part is, this J.D. fella's going to do whatever I say. Hey, J.D., Trump says hop on one leg.
Yes, boss.
Look at him. He's actually doing it, you guys. Hey, JD, Trump says cluck like a chicken. Trump says wave your arms. Stop waving them. I didn't say Trump says. You're fired. Just kidding. Stop crying, JD. Anyway, JD Vance, welcome to the team. It's going to be fun. It really is. Trump 2024.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
The Steel, full of home packages. Everything about Saratoga Homes is extraordinary, including the affordable prices.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Coming back, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Happy Prime Day, by the way. Joanna, maybe you and Nico can run down some of the best savings that we have on day one of. How many days are there on Amazon Prime? 2 days, right?
Started at 3.
3 in the morning?
Yeah.
All day long for a chance to get in on some Prime Day. More stuff, I never seem to get enough. You know I find a way, I'll use extended pay. Here comes my boss because he's wise to me. I've got to order now on Amazon. Amazon. Amazon.
Got a few phone calls. Appreciate all your phone calls. You can call us live and go on the air live with us by calling the studio line at 915-910-4995. 915-910-4995. Or you can call anytime, 24 hours a day, any day. Call the NECK line number. That's 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325. To leave us a message. And don't forget the app chat. I don't see him, but Nico and Joanna do.
App chat?
Buzz is not allowed because he would respond in very inappropriate ways if he got mad by any of the comment.
I would be like, you, man.
Yeah, and that's apparently what corporate doesn't want us
We're
doing.
not supposed to do that? Okay.
Good morning, Morning Show. This is BAC Guy. Nico, I just love your laugh. I don't know where you got that laugh, but it's very, it's different and it's very interesting. Keep laughing. Okay, bye-bye. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Aw, thank you, Born Again Christian guy. You're one of the few people
that likes your laugh.
Yeah, I get. That's the one comment people mention to me the most. Like, if I meet people in person and they make me laugh, they'll be like, "Oh, it is real."
People think that it's a put on.
Yeah.
Because it's a loud laugh. I thought maybe you had kind of started doing it as a professional courtesy to other comics, like laugh really loud when they're at an open mic or on stage or whatever.
I think
complain about me not laughing enough.
Yeah, because you should support your friends. If I'm watching my friends and they're doing their bits, I do try and laugh a little bit more. I'll absolutely fake laugh at them for that.
Okay. I will not.
Why? You're supporting your friends who are on stage.
I don't know. I just fake laugh is not a skill that I've ever acquired.
Give me your best fake laugh. Buzz. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. I'm not a good fake laugher.
Well, then don't ever come see me. Although I don't need you to fake laugh. That was the whole thing was like I didn't need him to laugh or anything, but Buzz was sitting front row. So I could see him.
And he wasn't laughing?
I could just see him. Yeah, and
was he not laughing?
He's heard my bits before.
Because he tries them out on me. I was listening kind of as from the perspective of,
I wonder if this bit's going to work or if this bit's going to work. So I'm looking directly at him.
You do that. I had heard
Why
you do
are you
your
looking
set
at him directly?
Because he's front row.
Don't look at him directly.
It's part of the line of sight.
First of all, I was like
Graze over.
I was second or third row. I wasn't front row.
Okay, sorry. You were very visible though.
I remember the time you're talking about. I had seen your set like 4 days before that at the cigar bar downtown.
Right, and I was just working it out there.
Yeah. And I
He
guess
was a little
other people
supportive.
reported back that, hey, Buzz is just sitting there with a sour look on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how much you notice those things. Like Iggy. Or
Like you can notice everybody else laughing, but the one person that's not, you instantly focus on.
normally I don't. Like, I'm actually really able to just look at the crowd. I vibe with the actually I don't even have to deal with it that much because everybody laughs when I'm up. But Iggy, for example, a comedy mentor of mine, he's a great stand-up comic, and Iggy will say, like, he could have 99 people in a room of 100 laughing. And if he sees that one who's not
having a good time,
or if they're just, you don't know why or not, but he says that his entire goal for the rest of the set, if he notices that one, is to make
them
that
laugh.
one laugh.
Oh my God.
Right. It's a psychological thing. I don't know.
Maybe because Buzz has heard your bits and everything.
It totally was that. But it's also like, then
Buzz
don't
needs to stand up
then
and be
don't
like,
sit there.
I've heard all these before.
I didn't pick
Don't
this.
mind me if I don't laugh.
Play the part.
I didn't choose my seating. They set me.
Play the
They
part,
usually,
dude.
I prefer to sit in the back.
Play the part.
Yeah, just be my friend. I would appreciate that.
You sound
Really?
like the Santa in a Christmas story.
I should laugh like that. Again, the movie Nico's never seen.
Right.
Here's a ridiculous online question that I think we're going to get a lot of calls about.
Oh, all right.
When somebody tries to open a bathroom door that's locked or knocks on the, or the bathroom stall while you're using it,
In here,
what do you say?
I'm in here, sorry.
In my
Do you say it
entire
like that?
Yeah, I go,
35 years of
"I'm in
existence,
here."
I still don't know what to say.
Occupado.
Occupado, yeah.
I'll tell you what I say, but
Welcome.
enter. When someone
That's
knocks,
a good engagement question, Buzz. Why didn't you tell me earlier?
I'm sorry. Is it too late?
No, but
When someone knocks on the bathroom door or tries the stall, and while you're in there, what do you say? And it's kind of interesting.
I'm
because
naked.
When you think about it, all of the responses are pretty awkward if you think about
right?
it. And I think it would
pain.
matter if it was in your home or at somebody else's house. But I'm really thinking like a public restaurant, an office, or a filling station.
Especially when you were already not too sure about the lock. Like if you're like, God, I hope nobody tries to open this. And then you just start hearing like the jiggling of the doorknob. It puts me a little nervous.
Dun, dun.
The most popular answer was shouting, "Someone's in here."
Yeah, that's what I do.
You said, "I'm in here."
Yeah.
In the third
Or
person.
just go in here.
In here.
Someone's
in here.
I don't say my name. I don't speak in the third person.
Nico's in here.
What?
I try to do it like in a sing-songy way, like, someone's in here.
Wait, let me hear Joanna do it alone.
Someone's in here.
Someone's in here. Here's the second most popular response. Occupied. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever heard anybody. I don't think I've ever gotten that reaction when I've been on the other
seen
side
it
of
in
the door.
movies.
Right.
When they're like,
occupied.
occupado.
Yeah, does anybody... Well, I guess if you speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, the third one is a variation on mine.
Estoy adentro.
I'm usually like, just a minute,
Oh,
or
that's
just a
good.
minute. To me, that
More like
seems
15 minutes. Just a song break.
Oh, man.
Just an AC/DC song.
Okay, I got a non-gross bathroom story.
Oh, great.
From my trip a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
So I went into
Well, now.
I don't know if, a convenience store / filling station, whatever.
Yes.
There was only one stall. Well, right before I go in, a guy and his kid go in. So the guy's using the stall, and I need to use the stall, not the urinal, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Well, he's done, and I'm in the restroom because technically there are two urinals and one stool, but I don't need either one of the urinals. He gets done.
Right.
Then he tells the kid, I'm going to go out and pay for the gas or whatever. The kid, who must have been 11, goes in there And I need to let you know, it is emergency time. I should have stopped 15 miles back. It is.
What number was it?
5.
It wasn't a 1 or a 2.
Yeah,
it was a 5.
It had gone up into double digits. It was, just let me tell you.
I had a drop of 5.
The kind of thing where you're worried, what am I going to do? Should I go back to my car and go to the next place down the road? Like that. So the kid goes in the stall after his dad, and it's taken a while, and I'm sitting there dancing and squirming, and everybody's been there, right?
Right, yeah.
And it's taken an inordinately long time, and so long, in fact, after 7 minutes, I'm like, do I knock on the door and tell this kid to hurry up? Which would be kind of...
Hurry it up, kid!
Yeah.
I need this more than you!
Right. As I'm thinking about that, at the 8-9 minute mark, I hear the sounds of a mobile game going on. The kid is sitting on the toilet, playing on his phone.
What else do you do?
Probably because his dad told him not to play in the car anymore, and he's on his mobile phone playing a game, and I'm sitting out there agonizing.
Did you say anything? Tell me you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Thank God you didn't speak to a child on the restroom.
I think I did like this.
Someone's here waiting.
So, they're playing some kind of freaking game.
Candy Crush.
Whatever it was, I hear that coming out, and I'm like, this mother...
What kind of bathroom was it? Unisex or not?
The men's room.
If I have to go that badly, I'll go in the women's bathroom.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've gone to the men's. Because
I don't care. I'm like, I will say sorry later.
Ruining a pair of pants, am I right?
Yes.
Better than going in a bucket.
I will ask for forgiveness more than permission.
Okay, so just a minute is usually that's the third
Just
most popular. Fourth most popular, I'm in here, which is that's technically what you said.
Imagine they start having, who's in there? When you're like, I'm in here. Who is this?
Identify yourself. It's me.
Nico.
Somebody pointed
I don't
out.
identify my name. I don't think that would make anybody less likely to.
I'm in here.
People in the app chat are saying,
Nico, is that you in there?
Somebody says they say seats taken.
That's funny.
Like Forrest Gump. And
Seats taken.
Take it. Can't sit here.
Seats taken. Several people, multiple people have written in saying they say come back with a warrant.
That's funny.
Let's see. The fifth. I didn't know people said this, but this was the fifth most common response. Somebody tries the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah?
Just yeah.
Yeah?
What do you want?
I guess it's one syllable. It gets the point across.
Oh, someone's in there.
Yeah. You know,
okay.
they'll know what. Somebody said that in Japan, there's an entire rule on this.
Okay.
And it's, in a way, it's just so Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
In Japan, according to this person, apparently, you're supposed to knock back. Like if somebody, but what if they don't knock on the door? What if they just try the handle?
Maybe in Japan, it's like
well, there's your first problem.
Courtesy just to knock immediately.
Yeah. If you're a barbaric heathen if you don't knock.
Just barge in.
Yeah. Who just jiggles the handle? That's so impolite.
I don't know if you don't know if anybody's in there.
Oh, I do it. I'm just saying Japanese people.
Everybody does it.
Oh, it totally seems like something you do in Japan where you just automatically knock first.
Now,
they've got manners.
A lot of people said they say nothing.
Wait, you knock back. What if you're in one of those stalls that it's just like one solo bathroom and the door is all the way on the other side? You get up and knock?
Derek says, I was in the restroom at work and a guy knocked as he opened the door and whipped it out while entering. Dune almost poked my eye out. I don't know. Just Derek's stories.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that because I have
That's hilarious.
a similar story.
You do?
That sometimes if I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
Did Buzz walk in?
No, shut up. It has nothing to do with Buzz. If I have to go to the bathroom really bad, like I'll start to unbutton prematurely. like I'll have everything getting ready to go. So that
premature unfastening
Yeah.
is a common problem among men.
So I could see how it would be awkward to open the door and you're like unzipping,
Zipping like you're already getting it out.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
I'm dying.
Sorry, I slapped you.
Some people had. You mentioned that people were writing, "Come back when you have a warrant."
Yes.
Apparently, some people like to have fun with it. If somebody tries the bathroom door and you're in there, here are some. Come back with a warrant. Look at that? It's on the list.
It's on the list. It's number 8.
Here are some others you might try. I'm with a client. Do you want to hear some more?
Yes.
Just finishing up with the paperwork. What's the password?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Who is it? Somebody said they don't say anything, they scream.
One of my nephews does that. He's all,
Listen to all this toilet humor.
come back with a warrant. I'm going to use that one.
Wait, come back with a warrant?
Yeah.
That's the way you want to go?
Yeah.
Imagine you're actually being arrested. I have one.
What should I be looking for on Amazon Prime? If
Oh,
I
cool.
really want to get some great stuff, you guys have been reading about this.
Like, what are you in the market for?
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
buy as much-
electronics.
I don't, yeah.
a lot of electronics that are even under $25, Buzz.
Like what?
Again, those Apple AirTags for $24. I feel like you would benefit from that.
That's super cheap.
I'm a Tile guy. I use Tile.
Joanna, does your article tell you how much you're saving or what the original ones are?
Yes, this one says you'll save $6 for those Apple AirTags that are just $24.
Oh my God. On the electronics, you could be saving like hundreds. Like, let's say for an Apple Watch. If anybody is interested in an Apple Watch, you're selling
probably like $300 retail, right?
about
more?
250.
200, okay.
You could save up to $400 on a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 phone. $1,900.
Yeah, right.
For one of those one of those phones that folds in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word. TVs are on sale. You could save up to $100 to $900 on TVs.
Yeah, a lot of laptop.
You know what I need? I need a really good refrigerator for my patio.
Oh.
How about? Yeah, you.
Would that go perfect there?
Yeah. Especially
there's even like a little air. I used to have one out there.
That way, I don't need to go to your fridge to get your beer.
Right.
Yeah.
That to this day, I don't know, maybe once every other week or so, I come home and Nico's in the backyard and he's got like 3 empties and he's on his 4th beer already in my
You're
backyard.
coming to your home?
That doesn't happen that often anymore.
I said about twice a month.
Okay, so there's some home essentials that I think probably people would get the most kick out of it if you're looking in the mood for some of these
My
things.
mom got me an air fryer and I never use it. Everybody loves air fryers.
Ninja
and I got
air
one
fryer.
And I never ever use it.
I think
Well, you
that
don't
once
know how to
you
cook.
learn how to use
Yeah,
it,
Buzz,
you're going to love it.
You don't cook, dude, so why would you even...
You know those little Uncrustables? Put it in the air fryer.
Okay, you can get a Ninja
Yes!
a Ninja XL 5-quart air fryer for $90. You'd be saving $70.
No, I've seen air fryers like at Bed Bath and Beyond and stuff. They're not like $200.
Not the good ones are, especially the Ninja XL.
But you can get an air fryer at Walmart for like 40.
So that
$50.
sucks. Yeah, you get one that sucks then.
Yeah, but does it suck so much that it's worth paying 3 times as much?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh,
What would happen if? What would?
Are you going to get the air fryer, Joanna?
Looks good. $300.
This one's just
That's
90.
not much of a deal, is it, Amazon?
Well, if it's originally 500.
Oh, it's pretty.
A lot of the Roomba, $280. You're saving $220. It's normally $500.
Joanna.
Oh, nice.
How often do you use the Roomba
that
I got
me
you for Christmas
every day, and it terrorizes the dog. She's scared of it.
Speaking of your dog, I would like to get to this before the end of the show today. They have a list of the most obedient breeds.
Ooh.
And I think the breed that you mentioned is not anywhere near the top of that list.
That is why I got a trainer.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Shout out to Jackie out at A Dog's Life Education and Training.
So the breed that you got, I think, is actually pretty close to the bottom.
Oh, God.
Hey, we just got a message in our app chat from somebody who works at the Amazon place on the distribution center. Manuel Lee says it's crazy here right now.
Yeah. I know somebody who works there, and they're like, we're already having to prep for Prime. It's terrible.
So Prime is 2 days.
It's 2 days.
It's today and tomorrow.
Yes, this is day one. What if Temu had a version of Prime Day?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Oh, my God. I freaking love Temu.
They're so cheap, you probably buy something and they'd send you $2 with
They'd
the product.
still give you more. Yeah.
Right.
They're like, if we give you money.
I'm not sure if what you order on Temu is what you're going to get. Like, I always wonder that.
I think that's a risk you run on anything. On any, if you order a shirt that's like an extra large, well, that might be an extra large in China.
Yeah.
And it's like a baby's T-shirt.
Oh, with the shirts, you really have to
you need to know what country they're coming from. My favorite shopping, and I don't do any online shopping much anymore at all, but for a while it was the crafty one, where people made homemade. You know what?
Etsy.
Yeah, I'm talking about Etsy.
Forget Amazon Prime Day, it's Etsy Blowout Day. Massive discounts on handmade garbage you never knew you wanted. Like pendants made with your dead pet's ashes. Candles that smell like Jeff Goldblum. Prosthetic leg beer steins. Crocheted beer can koozies. Human teeth earrings and necklaces. One-eyed taxidermy mouse refrigerator magnets. And loads of t-shirts with famous logos that no one has copyright permission to use.
Lawsuits pending.
No matter what you buy during Etsy Blowout Day, it's guaranteed to start a conversation. And that conversation is...
Get away from me, weirdo.
Etsy Blowout Day. Creeps who make ashtrays from nail clippings will thank you.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Charlie Clark Nissan and Charlie. After the show, visit our after-party sponsor, Twin Peaks. Westar presents Cool Canyon Nights.
Let there be sound. Let the commercials be over. And let there be
The Buzz Adams Morning Show.
Hey, right on, Buzz.
It's showtime. Let's kick some ass.
All right, Joanna is going to have a Hollywood Cheese May. I think you're going to include a story about somebody who made a Trump joke in front of a crowd and is really getting taken to task. This might be a Kathy. It wasn't. Kathy Griffin just basically lost all the jobs she had.
Yep.
They didn't pose with a mannequin's head or anything,
right?
But still, they made a joke, and I guess they're probably going to have to do damage control or just say screw it.
Also, I have something I need to promote. I've got a workshop that I am producing.
Yes, learn how you're supposed to laugh when attending a comedy show that your friends are at.
Oh no, that would be a workshop for how to be a good friend, which Buzz you desperately need to take. No, I have got a workshop I'm producing with Jenny Robbins, comedian and instructor. We're going to do another improv comedy workshop. Jenny is a full-on improviser. She is part of an improv troupe in LA. She's also a graduate of the Groundling School for Improv. She is bona fide, and July 26th, Friday through Sunday, July 26th through the 28th, we're having an improv workshop. This time, there's going to be 2 different types. You could do the intro or the all levels improv, which will be for beginners, people who've taken it before, just a couple. That'll be for everybody. And then there's going to be an introduction to long form improv. It's kind of advanced type of improv where you do more work in scenes. It's great for confidence building. Anybody who wishes to learn public speaking skills should definitely check it out. You can get your tickets and sign up now at MassiveTix.com. That's MassiveTix, TIX.com, and it'll be right on the page.
All right.
Hey guys, it's really disappointing to hear you guys put out so much misinformation on your show. You guys are part of the problem, as far as I'm concerned. You guys are so misinformed.
This must be that unity that I've been hearing about all this time.
About Trump and what he says, and you guys are just parroting and repeating what the mainstream media is saying. This morning, you guys were talking about what Trump said about a bloodbath. He was talking very specifically about the car industry. But you guys are so adamant that you guys know everything, and you don't. You guys are the ones who are very, very misinformed. And in being so, you're putting out misinformation and just parroting what the mainstream media has been saying for a long time. So, to me, you folks are a big problem here in El Paso.
Yeah, it's that type of talk that makes me look over my shoulder sometimes when I'm getting out of my car. You know, it's just that kind of expressing that point of view that makes me, be aware of my surroundings more. Well, I'll put it that way. By the way, Cucker brought this up earlier, that when Trump talked about it's going to be a bloodbath if I don't win, he was talking at a rally. It
was at a manufacturing plant too, I think.
He was talking about auto manufacturing, but I want to play the actual audio because you just accused us of spreading misinformation, not knowing what we're talking about. The best I can do is play the audio for you, and then we can discuss it rationally, but let's hear what he said back in March.
Our manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Okay, so he was talking about I'm going to put tariffs on foreign imported cars, and then he pivots. That's if I win. I'm going to put a 100% tariff on cars. If I lose, it's going to be a bloodbath. He has changed his line of arguing. And the way Trump talks, sometimes it can come...
It's babble.
You have to parse it, and when you start parsing it, you come away with these different interpretations. The way I interpret it is, I am going to do good stuff for the auto industry if I'm elected. If I'm not elected, it's going to be a bloodbath, and that will be the least of your worry. He's referring to the doing things for the auto industry, and then...
If I lose, that'll be the least of your worries.
He's moved on from the auto worries.
Also, I'm not sure if you have it in this clip, but later on in that exact same speech, he says that if he's not elected, it might be the last election ever in the history of America.
I say the same thing about him, and I don't say it... and I stand by it.
But
I think there's a possibility that we just... won't get over this.
I want you to...
Call back, talk to me. Let me hear your voice. Call back live and talk to me, because you made some accusations and it seemed like
about
you
the
were
mainstream media
kind of puffing up and saying that we're the problem. And this week is a week I would really like to talk to you, sir, not a recording of your voice, because we just heard it. If we're hearing two different things, I don't think I'm wrong. Obviously, you don't think you're wrong, but I just played the audio for you. Cucker called back in and said, oh, why don't you check out Snopes, the fact-checking, and see what they said about it. Okay, so I did it. You know, when people make these challenges, usually I do it.
Yeah.
Did Trump say it will be a bloodbath for the country if he doesn't get elected? Trump spoke about trade tariffs in Dayton, Ohio on March 16th. Correct attribution is what they say. Now they go on and say, well, some people could interpret it that he's talking about an economic bloodbath, but I played the audio for you. And what I heard him say was, I'm going to be good to the car industry. I'm going to do these tariffs, 100% tariffs. That's the least of your worries. If I'm not elected, it'll be a bloodbath. So he has pivoted. And if you're not picking up on that, maybe I question your intelligence, or maybe you're just so used to making excuses for this creep that it's just your default. But I got to tell you, that call pissed me off.
Right.
Not many calls piss me off.
Because are you getting your marching orders from the mainstream media?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
We have a Zoom meeting every day. There's 1,000 of us on it, and they tell us what we're getting. Of course not. Don't be moronic. Dude, I would love you to call back in. You have never been taken apart the way that I will rhetorically take you apart if you call back in.
If you think that if you think Buzz is just parroting.
Yeah, call and have a live conversation. You say what you want to say. I'll say what I want to say, and you will go away from it feeling like you have been the victim of a verbal beatdown. That I promise you. And if you show up saying you're the threat and you're the problem, let me just tell you, Republicans aren't the only ones that carry guns. So any of that kind of talk goes on. I am aware that we are in a volatile time. I feel like we're sitting on top of a tender cake.
But you're playing the actual audio.
But I am playing the audio you accused me of lying about.
It's not like we're making anything up here. I mean,
now,
are you going to say that Trump has never said anything violent?
You got to get out there and fight like hell. You got to march down to the Capitol and put pressure on them and make them do the right thing.
They're all rapists and murderers coming across.
All of you guys. Honestly, that caller has just finally I think the dam has busted on me. You and anybody who agrees with you.
Also, a tariff on 100% tariff on cars would not make cars cheaper. I want to reiterate this to a lot of people.
What they're saying is that it would discourage importing cars.
Yeah,
from
but
other
that's what
countries.
would lead to inflation. I mean, a lot of people forget.
A tariff would be economically a hardship, and it would hit people
in the gut.
Middle class.
Yeah.
It would hit the middle class a lot harder than it would hit people that are as rich as Trump.
A lot of people don't understand that the tax cuts that he gave, he passed in 2018 or 2019, a lot of that stuff that he did led to inflationary pressure. Anyways, I mean, I think you need to look into things.
I think the reason I got so pissed off about that call is that is not one of the regular cranks. It's not Cucker. It's not Big Daddy D. Or, some of these other people that call in, and I kind of know their shtick,
Mm-hmm.
Like Cucker, I'm convinced might be in a group home or some kind of mental health facility or brain injury group or something. For some reason, this guy calling in to tell us that we are parroting our orders from the mainstream media.
Somebody in the app chat says, did Trump bone Buzz's girl or what?
I never dated Stormy Daniels. I mean, if you put Trump and I on a Venn diagram, if he banged a bunch of strippers and porn stars,
you guys would have some
there's
inner
a non-zero chance. But not Stormy.
This is a perfect example of Trump not knowing what he's talking about. A tariff means that if he places a tariff on an item coming from overseas, and he places 100% tariff on let's say a $30,000 vehicle, well, that $30,000 vehicle automatically becomes double what Americans are going to pay for it. That's what a tariff does. If you get a $10 vase and he puts 100% tariff on it, it's going to be a $20 vase. So it's going to be double, and it's going to cost Americans more. So this is a perfect example of how he's talking about when it comes to tariffs.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I think what he's saying is nobody will ever buy an imported car again. Hello, Luis.
Hey, what's going on, Buzz?
Hey, are you the guy who called in a minute ago?
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I really want to talk to that guy. I really want to get inside his head.
I actually have a brain in my head, so that's all right.
All right. Well, I actually was hoping that you were the caller.
What's going on, Luis?
Oh, no. So I'm this whole thing about the blood, being a bloodbath and whatnot, and after the events that happened this past weekend when the attempt on his life and whatnot, and people posting on social media, oh, you guys are inches away from a civil war and everything. The fact of the matter is that yes, Trump has a lot of his supporters are, let's just say, brainwashed, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's people like myself who actually look back and analyze things and be like, okay, you know what? This guy's definitely off of his rocker. You know, we think logically. But then again, also, I'm a veteran as well. You know, and when these people talk about civil war, all right, you guys want to go to war, that's fine. I may no longer be on active duty. But that oath of enlistment that we took, it's not something that goes away the day we separated from the military or the day we retired from the military. A lot of us still keep that oath, you know, near and dear to our hearts. And we swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Luis, I got to tell you, I don't want to amp up any kind of, you know, I know there are some people out there that are hoping for some kind of civil war. They had a blockbuster movie that came out a couple months ago that imagines such a scenario.
Exactly.
That is the last thing I want.
And I agree with you, because American on American, you know, that's not the way we are, man. You know, people criticize Joe Biden for what he came out and said. You know, that's how a real leader handles these things. That's how a true leader rallies his people and says, you know what, man, look, we might have political differences. We might have different ideological differences, whatever the case may be. But you know what? In times like this, there's no room for violence. You know, we're turning on each other.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Luis. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I can almost tell by the writing style that this is going to be Cucker. I'm almost certain.
Hey, Buzz Adams.
Yep, that's Cucker.
Hey, Buzz Adams. It's probably a good idea to be threatening people with guns on the air. Everybody heard it.
You, Cucker. I said Republicans aren't the only ones that exercise their Second Amendment rights.
Well, you were saying that when callers call in and say
you're
the
enemy,
problem or you're the enemy.
Problem. We're going to have to do anything like that. You know what it's like? It's like a rattle on a rattlesnake. I'm just letting you know I'm not some meek sheep. If you've got anything cooked up in your mind, just know that you're not we don't put stickers all over our cars letting people know that we are armed and willing to defend ourselves. I've seen plenty of things on people's vehicles driving around town that very much imply that they would just love to shoot a liberal or a Dem or whatever.
All right. So a lot of people are messaging us talking about you right now.
Yeah, good. I'm pissed.
Yeah, but you know what? I get where you're coming from. I understand that, and all I've got to say is, let's just love each other. Let's just love each other.
Yeah, sure. I get along with most people I meet. I meet all kinds of people. Yeah. I get along with almost everybody. But I feel like I've bottled up for going on 10 years now, 8 years anyway, the idea that, the media are the enemy of the people. That's a direct talking point.
Absolutely.
You can't
It's
deny.
so dumb.
Trump says that so often. Journalists are the enemy of this country. That kind of stuff has never sat right with me. It pisses me off. And frankly, I'm this is how I'm knuckling down for the next 4 years, because it looks more and more every day like we're going to have another Trump administration, and the same people that felt emboldened enough to attack the Capitol, who knows what's going to happen the second time around. I'm saying I wish everyone safety, and I don't want anybody shooting at anybody, but don't think that everybody else is just waiting out here for you people to wreak your, what did Trump say? Retribution.
There will be retribution.
And revenge.
Adrian says, I know the guy who made Buzz snap. I used to work for the guy, and he always told me he hated the morning show because you guys would clown on Trump.
Yeah.
Still, he sits there and listens to the show. I'm going to message him and have him call back to the show.
Sure. Call back. Is it the same guy who paid for the bumper stickers all over town that say dump Buzz and listen to Alex
if
Jones
you're out
instead?
There, we need more stickers like that.
Yeah, seriously.
It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. It's the Hollywood Cheese Man. Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna Barbo with today's entertainment update. Good morning, Joanna.
Oh, good morning. Because memes never truly die, the disastrous Willy Wonka exhibit that spawned such viral images as the sad Oompa Loompa and the Unknown now has a fully produced musical parody on the way titled Willy's Candy Spectacular. And because that alone isn't absurd enough, original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory actors Julie Dawn Cole and Paris Thiemann have officially joined the cast. Cole and Thiemann, who respectively portrayed Veruca Salt and Mike TV in the 1971 classic, will serve as narrators in live stage readings of Willy's Candy Spectacular.
Wait. So the original Veruca
The original
and the
Veruca.
original Mike TV.
Mm-hmm.
How did Veruca? Did she? What happened to Veruca? I remember
She
Mike
turned-
TV got put on TV, like shrunk down.
Right.
Veruca blew up into a boop.
Now
No,
that's
that's
Violet. You're turning Violet.
What
Violet.
happened to Veruca? I want to say something with squirrels.
Bad. She sat on the egg and it said bad egg.
Oh.
And then it shot
yeah.
down to the yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
the
want
squirrels
it. Why
thing.
am I
The
thinking
squirrels thing
squirrels?
is from the Johnny Depp one. You heretic.
I'm going to be honest.
How dare
I
you.
didn't really capture much from either one of those.
Wait. You're telling me you weren't a big Gene Wilder Willy Wonka fan?
Not really.
Really?
Well, I mean,
tell me you've seen it though.
I've seen it once or twice, maybe.
Watch it
but that's
again.
it.
You notice a lot more details.
Oh yeah, and get extra buzzed.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Wait, I lost my
It's
place.
it's a little psychedelic, and then
Super.
watching it as an adult, watching the original Willy Wonka or Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, you're like, wait a minute, is Willy Wonka killing these people?
The kids.
It's like he's Jigsaw.
Oh.
And are the
Now you've put
Oompa
a new twist on
Loompas
it.
slaves? Do they want to work in the chocolate factory?
Well, you know,
Do
in
they
the
have rights?
in the book,
Are they a union?
in the book that was written by the notoriously racist and
Roald
anti-Semitic
Dahl, yeah.
Roald Dahl, the Oompa Loompas were African
pygmy slave. Yeah, they were.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if they were unionized or not, or if they got, if they got paid, but yeah. So
Cole and Thiemann will be joined by the memed sad Oompa Loompa, Christy Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix has finally given a first look at the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. The streamer posted a behind-the-scenes video that revealed 3 new actors will be joining the hit sci-fi show. The video itself is narrated by main cast members, with Caleb McLaughlin confirming that they're about halfway done with production. If you're looking for spoilers, however, the video avoids revealing what fans can expect from the final season. But here's a little tidbit from it.
This is the season the fans have been waiting for. And we hope you're as excited as we are to get to tell the final chapter in this story.
The video.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Okay.
I don't know who that was, actually.
Sounded like
I think it was one of the Duffer brothers. The video also highlights the 4 main boys huddled around a radio, Dustin sporting a Hellfire Club t-shirt, a few shots of the Upside Down, and more. It's not confirmed when season 5 of Stranger Things will air, but it's expected to drop sometime in 2025. Alternative subculture enthusiasts rejoice.
alternative subculture
enthusiasts.
Are we talking about pony bros here?
Or Japanese cholos?
Or furries?
Industrial music legends 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, okay.
And the iconic alt-fashion brand Dr. Martens have teamed up for a new line of special edition shoes. Inspired by 9 Inch Nails' seminal 1994 album, The Downward Spiral, the shoes incorporate elements of the record's artwork and several striking black and white models that embody the band's signature style. 3 of the 4 new shoe models will become available for purchase beginning this coming Friday via Dr. Martens' website, but one exclusive style of 1490 boots will not be available for public purchase and instead will be gifted to, quote, the band's most ardent supporters.
It's weird to hear you call them Dr. Martens. I guess that's what they are, but don't most people refer to them as Doc Martens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he go to med school?
Dr. Martin.
Yeah, he roomed with Dr. Pepper.
And Dr. Scholl.
Yeah.
That's how it's a shoe. Though no further details are available at this time.
Dr. Scholl's and
I
Doc
bet Dr.
Martens.
Scholl was a real foot doc. I'll bet he was.
But Dr. Scholes and Doc Martin should do a partnership.
Collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration. That's a good
for
one,
all
Joanna.
The elder ones.
What did you say? What did you say up front? Subgenre, subculture.
Subculture enthusiast. Alternative is subculture.
So what's
I
interesting?
don't know that I would call Nine Inch Nails subculture.
Well, no. What's
necessarily.
interesting is that you only think of it as sex stuff.
Subcultures?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
Buzz?
way my mind works.
Buzz was thinking
What
of
about that
furries
word
and
makes you, yeah, right. What about that makes you think about it as sexual?
Everything. Just subcultures.
there's youth subculture. There's online subculture. There's all kinds.
It's not just sex, Buzz. 50 Cent jumped off the Donald Trump bandwagon before the 2020 presidential election, but the rapper appears to be back on board after the assassination attempt against Trump. According to multiple CNN reports, the artist is in talks to appear at the ongoing Republican National Convention. 50 Cent's appearance would be a logical next step after he posted a meme of the artwork for his 2003 album, Get Rich or Die Trying, and Trump's head photoshopped on his body. I sent you a photo. Please check your Skype so you can check it out. At a concert in Boston not too long after Trump got shot, 50 also displayed the meme while performing his classic song, Many Men, a defiant anthem, addressing his near-death experience of getting shot 9 times in 2000. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but the meme you brought up.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm not sure that means he's supporting him, right?
Well, he is in serious talks to perform at the RNC, so.
All right.
I'm sorry. And finally, Tenacious D's Kyle Gass is facing criticism after he joked about Trump's attempted assassination during a concert over the weekend. While performing in Sydney on Sunday, Gass was presented with a cake on stage in celebration. I'm so sorry, someone's calling. It could be our boss. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yep, got you. Sure, we'll do that. So this is interesting because somebody that I'm always telling to be careful how you react to things you see on social media. Make sure you've got it right.
Who are you telling?
I don't want to say because it might be embarrassing to them, but it's, anyway, I'm always preaching, don't make a knee-jerk reaction based to something you see on the internet. So I was being told Jack Black made this comment about Donald Trump. And I said, well, where did you see that? On the internet? I'm like, well, hold on. First of all, it doesn't really sound like something Jack Black would say. Second of all, you got to check with another source. You got at least dig a little below the surface area. So then the person who was telling me this said, I just saw a video of Jack Black saying it, so don't tell me I need to search stuff on the internet. So I do a quick search and it's like, well, Kyle Gass said it on stage with Jack Black.
Was it your daughter?
I don't want to say who it was, but it was somebody that I think I finally had a breakthrough moment because they were like, oh yeah, I was totally certain of this one thing. And Buzz said, but Buzz said, my dad said, just dig a little deeper and get a more of an idea what's going on. So,
well, I'm back. On Sunday, Kyle was presented with a cake on stage in celebration of his 64th birthday when Jack Black asked him to make a wish, and that's when he made the joke.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Nico. Can't laugh at that. That's probably going to cost Kyle Gass his career.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Well, they are really upset about a lot of people are really upset, and they're also upset that Jack Black kind of didn't stop him.
I'm laughing at the fact that he thought it was appropriate to even say that on stage.
I'm in Australia. I might as well be on Mars. Right? Nobody's going to hear about this.
I'm not laughing at the statement itself.
Don't miss Trump next time.
People laughing.
So the person that I had this, breakthrough with said, well, Jack Black laughed at what he said. Jack Black might have been laughing as like, oh, so I guess we're
doing this.
I guess we're done.
We're laughing about this.
I don't think they're going to be canceled for this or anything.
A lot of people are upset about it.
I wonder which ones.
Well, probably not. I mean, I don't know. Tenacious D have a lot of MAGA fans. From what I get, anytime I go to Breitbart or Fox News comments, especially the comments, they hate everything. Anything having to do with show business. They just despise anything.
Any entertainer.
Anything that's in the entertainment
That's
business.
not Lee Greenwood.
Yeah.
Well, with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barber.
I was showing Buzz something really interesting. So I have a very good friend, stand-up comic. His name's Sammy Obeid, and he's kind of blown up over the past several months because he himself is Palestinian. His brother lives in Palestine right now, or Israel, whatever, and his brother is sending him daily, updates
on what's going on,
what's happening, and it's terrible stuff. But Sammy has been including all of this in his material on stage, and he's kind of blown up on the internet for a lot of these pro-Palestinian and kind of divisive takes on things. He's a great comedian. He's a really just nice guy in general. And he put out another video of his set the night or the day of after the shooting attempt. On Saturday night.
So later that night.
He had a gig that night. And Joanna, the stand-up is top-notch. And it's all about the shooting.
Oh, interesting.
What was kind of his theme? I mean, he must have put it together kind of on the fly.
Lots of puns. He has a lot of puns in there. Things about Donald Trump now having more street cred than Drake because he's been shot and to jail. So now, like, Donald Trump is a better rapper or more cred than Drake does as a rapper.
Well, that's it. Show's over. What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end. That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is. Right. That's the end.
And that's the end.
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Now.